Well, the San Antonio Spurs fell to the Boston Celtics 116-103. Spurs' final game before the All-Star break. Spurs head into the break with a record of 23-29, 3 games out of a play-in spot in the West. They return to action February 20th in Austin against the Suns. Houston Texans are hiring former Raiders and Panthers assistant and Texas Longhorn defensive lineman Frank Okam as their new assistant defensive line coach. The Blitz starts now.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix at our home away from home, the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. You're listening on radio, watching on YouTube. Head this way, the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland on, what are we calling it? Desperation Day.
Desperation Day. Now, I don't see a lot of desperate ladies in here just yet, but there's some fellas in here waiting for them.
They are waiting. So all the single ladies in your life, let them know Pledge will be here shortly.
Don't say that.
About 8:30.
Don't say that, then they won't come up at all.
Wow. Pledge. Listen to them just hammer you that way.
No, is Pledge listening?
No, probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Would the producer be paying attention? Are you kidding? No, it's one of those things. So much to get into on this Thursday, and we do want you to come hang out with us here. Reinagel had the bison burger for lunch. So did grumpy-ass Greg Shelton. You talk about Desperation Day. Greg is here, but it doesn't matter. It's a day that ends in Y for him because he will avoid dating anything around Valentine's Day. I mean, hell, even Johnny Manziel broke up with his girlfriend right before Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. Jose Canseco's daughter, apparently, and she's a looker, that's for sure. Yeah. But apparently they broke up last week, and the article that I saw on TMZ today said that they remain friends. Aww. There's no hard feelings. They still love each other.
Of course they do.
But I guess Johnny or somebody pissed the other one off.
You think?
Yeah.
Right before Valentine's Day.
Right before that, yes.
Mm-hmm. You know how it goes. Now, while we're asking you to come out here to the Roo Pub, last week we were in New Orleans, Super Bowl Radio Row, which is always a great time. And we go to a great party every year called the Cigar Party, the Dicka Jaws Cigar Party, which is a great party.
It really is.
And you walk out of there with if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to show this little gift bag that they give you that has all kinds of stuff in it, including a ton of cigars. More cigars than I'm going to smoke. Now, I know I'm going to go play golf on Saturday morning. I've got cigars ready for Saturday morning for the group, but I still have so many cigars. I went by a spot and I got one of those bag humidor deals.
Yeah.
But I still have more cigars than fit in that thing, right? So what I'm going to do today is there are 7 cigars here from the cigar party. You come up, you want a cigar, you're getting a cigar. And first come, first serve. I've got all kinds of cigars. There's Cohiba, Monte Cristo, Rocky Patel.
They're not cheap cigars.
Yeah, I mean, it's a high-end party. And I don't know how many thousands of dollars of cigars they give away at this party, but honestly, you go through and you get your gift bag, and then you go to all these different stations. Then every station hands you at least 1, if not 2 cigars. Well, that was great for me, kind of like for you, but my daughter was with me, so she got everything too.
Oh, wow. That's right.
And she doesn't smoke a cigar. So, I mean, if they were handing out other things to smoke, she would have kept that. But the idea here is, so this is basically Erica's stash. So, and what's left of it, what doesn't fit into the humidor bag thing that I bought.
A humidor bag thing.
Yeah,
What the hell is that?
It's $8. It's a bag and it's got a little packet in there, and it will keep your cigars fresh for a year.
For a year.
For a year.
Wow.
And so, I got it and I put a bunch of cigars in there. And what the guy told me at the cigar spot was, don't just cram them in there. You want them to be able to get in there, and you lay flat or at least 2 deep. But if it's more than that, they could dry out. So you might want to replace that little packet in there. I don't know. But I got a whole bunch of cigars. I got a ton of cigars. But these didn't fit in that. I didn't buy another $8 one. So I figured, what the hell? I'm going to give these away here today at the Roo Pub. So if you want a cigar, come hang out, come up, say you want a cigar, and it's trick or treating. You take what you want, take one. And don't text me or tweet or whatever and saying, hey, can you save me that one?
No.
First come, first serve. And whoever is the last one here, I'll give you the gift bag from the Dick and Jaw cigar party.
Sweet.
Yeah. I mean, with one cigar in it.
Minnix, just like Santa Claus today.
Kind of.
How about that?
I mean, I texted a photo to a friend of mine, and it said that's about $300 worth of cigar.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and again, I do not know enough about cigars to know what I have. Although there were a couple that I was going to give away that he was like, don't give those away. So I did pull those ones out, to be quite honest.
Oh, man. Well, that bag thing's pretty good. Now, I have a humidor, a little small one in my house.
Yep.
Because I will smoke an occasional cigar on the back porch. But I like that bag thing just in case. If you're traveling somewhere or whatever the case may be. Now, did you go to the place that's down from Tri-County there on Hebner Road?
Well, I was over on San Pedro, but same place, Club Humidor.
All right, gotcha.
I mean, because I know which that's on Hebner, but I went to the one on San Pedro the other day on the way to work.
All right. I was just curious because I'll always go to that Club Humidor there by Tri-County.
Yep.
It's convenient. You pick up some cigars, you swing in Tri-County, get your steaks, and you got a hell of a night going on.
It's right there.
Yes.
So, but yeah, no, and again, there were a couple of them that I recognize, and I'm in Club Humidor going, 17, 24. All right. So I know there's some value in these sticks.
Absolutely.
But again, more than I'm going to be able to smoke. And quite honestly, I don't want them to go bad.
No.
I don't want to waste them.
No, you don't want to do that.
Come out to Roo Pub. If you're a cigar smoker, we got a free cigar for you. If you're not a cigar smoker, but somebody is, maybe your Valentine's date is, and that would be a keeper. Come on out. We'll get you taken care of.
Absolutely. And if you're not any of those things, they have beer and drinks and everything else you want, food, and all that stuff. So we got something for everybody here at the Roo Pub today.
Well, and again, you can tell people that stick came from a Super Bowl party.
Yes.
I mean, I don't have the good story like down in Houston with Ray Lewis. It's not that good, but you could say it was from a Super Bowl party.
I'm the only one that's got the story from this Super Bowl.
What do you mean?
Best story. You want to hear it?
What story?
I met Jelly Roll.
Oh, good Lord.
Yes. How about that?
But what are you
in the bathroom?
What are you selling from that?
Nothing. I'm just saying I'm the only one that's got a good story from this year's Super Bowl.
I spent time with Paige Bronick.
So did I.
I gave Paige my phone number.
You know what's funny about that?
She asked for my phone number.
Yeah, sure she did.
Well, I mean, she asked for my card in case she's here for the Valero Texas Open.
Joanna must be at work.
Joanna knows the story. I mean, and what I didn't realize is you were doing the commercial for Golf Club of Texas, and I went around to go take a photo, and I asked her, "Hey, are you coming to San Antonio for the Valero Texas Open?" And she's like, "Maybe." And she was like, "Give me your card. So if I'm in town, we can do something together." And I'm like, "Cool." And so I'm reaching in my wallet, handing her a card. And apparently that was all on video because enough of you people saw that and called me out on it.
Well, yeah. And that's when I sprinted out of there after the
fastest I've ever
spot.
seen you
Yeah,
move.
that was
you didn't move that fast for Jelly Roll.
No, I didn't have to. And Jelly Roll's not going anywhere. I mean, let's face it, that dude's not going anywhere. But no, that's good. I mean, I would love for it to. I'm in the gym the other day. My brother says, "Where's the picture?" And I said, "What picture of what?" You know what? He wants to see the picture of Paige Spirani.
Well, of course.
Yeah, and so then everybody's gathering around to check that picture out.
Uh-huh.
So it was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Jelly roll, huh?
Well, it wasn't Jelly Roll.
I'm just trying to think. You missed opportunity. You could have gone into the bathroom and found the paper towel that he used to wash his hands.
No, why would I? Look, dude.
Because you could sell that on eBay.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not doing that.
I mean, you could.
I could have.
I mean, the Eagles are selling confetti from the field. Not long after they sold snow from the field from the playoff game.
And those cheese balls in Philly will buy up every bag there is of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, whatever. Apparently we did a story yesterday, Jason, on how much money the Las Vegas sportsbooks did and how much they made on this thing. Check this out. I saw a story today. The sportsbooks in Philadelphia lost $7 million.
Wow.
Everybody bet on Philly.
Wow.
How about that?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you look at it that way. Jelly roll in the bathroom.
Yeah, Jelly Roll in the bathroom.
One of the keys about that story for Joe was Jelly Roll's bodyguard.
Yeah.
A big article today on Yahoo about Taylor Swift and her bodyguard, who is a dude. He's in all the photos. And Taylor's human. Nature calls. You got to go. You got to go. And surprisingly, at the Super Bowl, apparently they didn't have a bathroom in the suite she was in, or was she in a suite? Because I saw some photos. It looked like a suite, right? Yeah. Most suites have a restroom in it, but there are photos of her at the Super Bowl going into the public restaurant. I mean, if you were in New Orleans, you could have been in that bathroom right before Taylor Swift or right after. But her dude bodyguard is seen in photos coming out, and I'm thinking, dude, she's going to the bathroom and people are taking pictures of her going in and out of the restroom. But her bodyguard's right there, just like Jelly Rolls was
he was
holding
right
Joe back in the men's room at a bar on Bourbon Street.
I'm telling you, he was right there. But this bathroom was no bigger than, I don't know, about the booth we're sitting in right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it had one urinal, one stall, and a sink.
Yeah.
That was about it. It was a very small place.
And a Jelly Roll.
And a Jelly Roll, which made it a lot smaller. But anyway, he sprinted into the stall. He walked quickly into the stall. And then his bodyguard came in. So his bodyguard was either far behind or they give him a couple of seconds leeway to get into the stall.
You would think they would go in and sweep the place, make sure it was safe, so he didn't have to stand in line. I don't know.
There wasn't some cheese ball washing his hands saying, "Hey, you're Jelly Roll."
Exactly. Like he didn't know he was
know.
Jelly Roll.
He goes, "Yeah,
I am. He's Jelly Roll." There was a time, and I don't want to misrepresent Rob Thompson in any way, but if I remember correctly, we were in Atlanta, and Rob was really upset because in the media center, Radio Row, the restroom in there, and I think Rob was waiting in line to go because it wasn't overly large, but I don't know why there was a line, but they cleared the entire restroom out so Arthur Blank could go in and use it. So security empties it so the owner of the Atlanta Falcons can go pee by himself or poop alone. Whatever he was doing in there, nobody else was in that bathroom when Arthur Blank went in there. And Rob was mad as hell, if I remember correctly, that he had to hold it because Arthur Blank couldn't stand next to somebody else.
Well, the problem is,
billionaire.
Rob's like me. We ain't holding it very long, and you get your shaky leg going on.
Your shaky leg.
Yeah,
huh?
you gotta worry about it. So,
yeah.
I understand Rob's pain, and I feel that. And if I had to wait for Arthur Blank's, but Arthur Blank's, he's probably in the same spot. It's like, dude, I gotta go clear that bathroom out now. I don't got much time.
Well, but that was, the one time I've seen security come in and clear a restroom for somebody to go.
Well, dude, if you're Arthur Blanks, though, and you're in his house, basically, he can do whatever he wants.
No, we were at the convention center. He didn't know that.
Well, he probably does.
I mean, and the reality is he could have snuck in, found a stall, and most people, you're standing there looking straight ahead. You wouldn't even have known he was in there.
I was standing straight ahead, and I knew Jelly Roll was there.
Because you're looking around going, hey, you're Jelly Roll.
The mirror gave it away.
They had a mirror above the urinal?
Above the sink where I was washing my hands.
Oh. You sure?
Positive.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They don't have mirrors over urinals. The guys would be really embarrassed. It would just give credence to everything that their woman says about them. And they would know for sure.
You need one of the Reinagel's fun-size mirrors.
Exactly. You need one of those magnifying mirrors.
yeah, one of those mirrors at the circus or whatever.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
That blows everything up, makes it all look bigger.
Does what?
Yeah, blows it up.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Get in and see us here at the Roo Pub. Spurs got blown out last night in Boston. Frustration. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps made, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. If you need T-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. If you need your logo on a nice golf shirt, fishing shirt, dress shirt, half zip hoodie, you name it, Sam can get you taken care of. He has all the big name brands: North Face, Under Armour, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. Nobody has better prices, and Sam is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, no order too big, and all items do come with a warranty. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, right there next to the big lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Summer or winter, Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. You need a local roofer you can trust. That is Stevens Roofing. You know, Texas roofs are not designed for freezing weather. When ice and snow melt, water seeps into the little cracks, then refreezes, creating bigger cracks. That means leaks or maybe worse. Don't wait to see what damage has occurred. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free inspection. 210-785-0994. That's 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music.
This is Mommy's jam.
Then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a walk-up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. Live out at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. You know, the Rue Pub is the best spot to come watch a Spurs game or the All-Star game this weekend. But the Spurs, man, they pissed me off last night. Although they didn't get embarrassed and blown out like I was worried they might be. Now, the way that first quarter went, they were on their way to getting blown out. Final score respectable. They made it interesting late. They are becoming a fun team to watch, or funner. But they're still last night missed way too many threes. 9 of 39.
Look, it shows you that Boston is a championship team. The Spurs are a long way from that. I mean, let's just be clear about it. They're a long way from that. And that game last night, the score was respectable. Okay, whoop-de-frickin-do.
Oh,
who cares? Oh, is that what we're going for these days? Well, the score was respectable, so I guess that's okay. We'll take that. Come on. Yeah, I mean, Celtics were without arguably their best player.
Yeah, no Jaylen Brown, no Drew Holiday.
So
Jason Tatum goes off. Derek White, boy, I miss him.
I do too, man.
And his hair.
That guy. I miss that dude. Look, there was never a point in time in that basketball game that I thought the Spurs had any chance of winning it.
Even when they got to within, what was it, 10-8?
Yeah, it's right around
early fourth quarter.
They had a good third quarter, and that was about it.
Well, they had a disastrous first quarter. The rest of the game was fairly even, but Boston knew they had that game won. And I'm glad we're at the All-Star break because I'm borderline getting pissed off and frustrated at this Spurs team because for the life of me, I can't figure out, are they trying to become a playoff team or not? And actions speak louder than words. A couple of years ago, while they said they weren't tanking, their lineup said they're not trying to win. By leaving Chris Paul in the starting lineup, and for Chris Paul to get more minutes than Steph Castle makes me wonder if they're really trying to win basketball games. Steph Castle is outplaying Chris Paul. He's more productive than Chris Paul, yet his minutes are reduced. I don't understand what the Spurs are doing with their lineup if they are trying to win basketball games and get into the playoffs.
Well, it's exactly why we have a poll up on our YouTube page. Are the Spurs tanking? And I tell you what, just by their actions, by what they're doing with Chris Paul, and look, I don't give a damn if you made a promise and you wrote it in blood to Chris Paul that you're going to start and you're going to play. It's business. And there's no reason why Chris Paul is still in the starting lineup. Absolutely none. The guy I'm watching last night, he looks slow. I mean, he can still dish it out. He finds open guys, but he's not helping you score. He's not helping anything other than what he was obviously brought here to do, and that's coach the players. You still see him doing that during the game, but I just don't understand why he is in the starting lineup. And if you're going to leave Chris Paul in there, and I'll tell you, and everybody hammered me the other day for, Devin Vassell. I'm not sure what he's doing. And hit the first 3 games with De'Aaron Fox, he played well. But the last 2, he hasn't. They need a shooter. They need a guy that can make some shots. Devin Vassell's supposed to be that guy. And the last 2 ball games, he hasn't been that guy.
He hasn't been. And again, you mentioned written in blood. Whatever all right, if you're going to leave Chris Paul in the starting lineup because he made a blood pinky promise, cool. But that doesn't mean he has to play 30 minutes. I don't care who starts, but Steph Castle has earned more minutes than Chris Paul if you're trying to win basketball games. And then you get Mitch Johnson, the interim head coach, talking about, well, there's a balance between looking ahead and winning basketball games.
It's a balance, and that's what we're going to do. We're trying to win games, and we're trying to get people better, and we're trying to learn about our guys and move this thing forward in the right way. And, we're not going to do anything that we don't feel like is moving towards the right way.
Well, what is that, Mitch? I wish you'd explain that further. And if somebody would have been there, it's like, well, what do you mean by that? I mean, honestly, what do you mean by that?
Well, it means they're not going to skip steps.
I think the team has made tremendous strides in their consistency and their maturity and trying to play and execute in what we ask. And I think that's going to be the continued goal. And I think anytime you improve, expectations come with that. I think anytime you add a good player, expectations come with that. And I think that we will be stubborn and not skipping steps and trusting that we're going to go about this the right way while also being maniacally about trying to win and compete.
So that's great. That's fantastic. So it leads us to believe, and again, if you're watching on YouTube or you want to get over there, there is a poll there, very simple question. Are the Spurs tanking or not? And I had to check yes. I don't know how else to even answer the question. They're only 3 games out of a play-in. Would they prefer to stay in the lottery chase with an option to get lucky again and you get a Cooper Flag to pair up with Victor Wembanyama? Because, look, when you look at it, everybody's talking about this Atlanta pick, and I got news for you. Unless Atlanta just falls off the face of the earth, they're going to be in the play-in. The play-in or the playoffs. The East sucks. They got a 4-game lead over the team that is behind them. And then after that, it's just a bunch of teams that are nobodies and aren't even trying to win. I have a feeling Atlanta is not going to be in the lottery.
You got a 39-40 wins probably gets you in the play-in, right? So you just look at this team and wonder, are they a play-in team? But to your point, are the Spurs making a business decision? What is the best thing for the San Antonio Spurs? If you were counting on Atlanta sucking and you did everything you could to keep their unprotected pick, but they don't become a lottery team, is it better overall for the San Antonio Spurs to make the play-in, make the playoffs, and get bounced in the first round, or get in the lottery? Short term, I want in the playoffs. Spurs are sitting there looking at the big picture when they're having meetings over there with the brass. Their lineups and the amount of minutes they're giving Chris Paul over, say, a Steph Castle tells me they're not really trying to win. They're not telling us they're tanking, but their actions are saying we're not really trying to win. But they've got to make a business decision. They've got a chance at 2 lottery balls, or 2 lottery picks. Atlanta might screw it up. So is it up to the Spurs to make sure they're in the lottery by not making the playoffs? Are they making a business decision with this facade of where, how did Mitch put it, maniacally trying to win, which we know is BS based on their lineups?
Well, look, don't tell me then you're looking to the future unless you're just looking at draft picks. Because wouldn't it behoove these players to get some playoff experience?
Yes.
To get a little extra experience in a pressure situation like that. Whether it's the play-in game or not, they would have that experience moving forward. And if that's what you're trying to do is get these guys in an experience where they grow, wouldn't it behoove them to get into the play-in and play a playoff game? Even if they lose it, they've experienced it. Victor Wembanyama's never experienced an NBA playoff type situation. Wouldn't it help him even to get into a situation like that? Of course it would. So then don't tell me that you're looking to the future. Tell me you're looking to the future because you want a lottery pick again. If you do that, you're honest about it, fine. Okay, I can deal with that. I don't have to like it, but I can deal with it. I'm sick and tired of with Mitch Johnson telling me that, well, we're still trying to get to know these players. We're still trying. We're just growing. Stop it. How long does it take? It irritates the hell out of me.
At this point, I'm with you. I like Mitch Johnson. I don't know Mitch Johnson, but I'm tired of Mitch Johnson saying the same things over and over. And I know it's just company line. And as interim coach, I don't know if we're getting his stamp on things or if he's just following marching orders. Hey, don't screw this up. Although but my expectations for this season aren't being met. So as a Spurs fan, I'm extremely frustrated, and it's compounded by the lineup that I'm seeing and the BS that I hear afterwards from Mitch Johnson. And I know the Spurs aren't ever honest or transparent, but their lineups are saying it's not about winning. So why aren't they trying to win? Okay, I can understand Atlanta, that pick, probably not going to be a lottery pick. So are the Spurs trying to make sure they're in the lottery? Cool. Tell me that's what you're doing. And I can disagree with the plan, but at least I know what it is. But if you tell me you're trying to win and I see crap like we saw last night, I'm wondering what the hell you're doing, Mitch Johnson, as the interim head coach. I'm wondering what the hell you're doing as an organization.
Well, I just my deal is, Jason, I mean, I didn't expect them to win that game last night.
Sure.
I had no expectation of them winning that game, and obviously they didn't either, but it was never a game. When Boston came out in that first quarter and they were actually trying, they smoked the Spurs. And then they just kind of coasted in the rest of the way. That's exactly what happened. But here's my question. This should tell you everything you need to know. Is Jeremy Sohan a plan for this team moving forward? 13 minutes last night. Keldon Johnson, is he a plan for this team moving forward? 17 minutes last night. And Johnson doesn't get much floor time at all anymore, to be totally honest with you. Champagnie getting more minutes than those two guys are. At least he can make a shot or two, which is a good thing, but I'm not sure he's a part of the plans moving forward. And then you got Steph Castle, 24 minutes last night, and in his 24 minutes, the guy was lighting it up. 20 points in 24 minutes. So why is he languishing on the end of the bench, basically? I mean, I don't get it. This guy should be playing 30 minutes plus every single night. He's your best defender that you've got on this ball club right now, and the guy can score flat out.
You've got it up in front of you. How many minutes did Wemby have last night?
Wemby had 36 minutes last night.
I want to see Steph Castle and Wemby's minutes close to each other. Now, again, if you had the pinky promise with Chris Paul, take 4 minutes off of Chris Paul and give those 4 minutes to Steph Castle. That first time out, sub Castle in. But Wemby and Castle and De'Aaron Fox are the future. Those three should have close to equal minutes if we're really building for the future. My opinion, Chris Paul, with the minutes that he's getting, I know he's got some nice assist numbers, but his shooting is just atrocious right now. And you can't tell me you're trying to win games with Chris Paul getting those minutes and Steph Castle not. The lineup tells me you're tanking.
Well, look, and again, Fred Villarreal makes a good point. The Spurs are getting open shots and they're not making them, which tells me, Fred, that they need some shooters. They need some shooters. Steph Castle can shoot. Hey, sit Devin Vassell on the bench then. If you made a pinky promise with Chris Paul, fine. Stephon Castle is one of your three best players. I don't think anybody will argue that. You got Wemby, you got Fox, and you got Castle. Why are those three not playing together? And Castle plays better when he's on the floor with Wemby and Fox. It makes no sense to me. And if guys can't make shots, which they can't, very seldom are the Spurs consistently making shots, then you got to go out and find some shooters. Go out and find them. Go get them and get rid of these guys that can't do it.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your thoughts at Joe Reinagel 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minnix, the station at SA Sports Star. Same handles for Instagram. You can always jump in and talk the old-fashioned way. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. As we continue live from the Brew Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Could Trevor Lawrence be on the move.
Wow.
Pittsburgh is calling. Will they work a deal? We'll give you the latest rumor mill in the NFL. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Guys, does it feel like you're lacking energy, always a little moody? You know, your libido isn't what it used to be. Could be caused by low testosterone. Go get tested. Don't wait to do this. And I recommend you go see the providers at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss, because their personalized TRT goes well beyond standard treatments. Not all TRT is the same. And at Synergenics, you'll get a personally optimized TRT treatment plan from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy. Book that initial appointment now at synergenicshealth.com. You know, testosterone starts to decline in your 30s. So if you're feeling that loss of energy and drive, it could be low T. Go get checked at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. They also have affordable GLP-1 weight loss options. And for current patients, Synergenics is offering a $150 referral credit when you refer a new patient to Synergenics. Get started. Get the VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Book that appointment now, synergenicshealth.com, SYNERGENX health.com for Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss.
The Morning Huddle.
You ever been to Athens? Yeah, he's just a different person than us, right, Vic?
I have to be clear. The Duomo is actually in Milan. That's not where.
I get all my ritzy vacations confused at times.
I got my towns.
All right, Anthony Bourdain.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
What does it feel like to file with TaxSlayer and get your guaranteed maximum refund? It feels like the last level of a video game, facing off against the final boss who stands between you and your refund.
All your refund has belonged to me.
Using the power of TaxSlayer like a secret power-up he doesn't see coming.
Only the most tax confident can defeat me.
Throwing your laptop at his video game face and watching him crumble into a giant pile of shiny coin tax refunds.
Oh, not fair. You use TaxSlayer.
Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio. 444-4444.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print it all for my business.
Oh, if you can think it, Staples can print it and will beat any print quote.
Oh, great. I'm thinking new brochures and yard signs.
No problem.
I'm thinking calendars, t-shirts, and pens.
Totally.
I'm thinking Staples is the place for printing. I thought you might think that.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Do I choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery. Ends President's Day. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
It is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. While we're fresh off a trip to New Orleans for the Super Bowl, we're already planning our next big trip. We're going to Vegas, baby.
Vegas, baby. Yeah.
You can go with us. Circa Las Vegas is where we're going to be broadcasting live from Thursday, March 27th, Friday, March 28th. We're staying for the weekend, so technically we're going the 26th through the 30th, but you can book a room any point that weekend. Come hang out at Circa Las Vegas with us. Opening day of Major League Baseball, Sweet 16 round of the NCAA tournament. And you can save good money on a room when you book at circalasvegas.com, promo code BLITZ. Now, Ryan over in our digital department has made it very easy. There is a deal on our website, sasportstar.com. You click that, and it takes it to a page that already has the promo code in there.
Well, and I'm going to tell you what, we looked at the difference in the price.
Yep.
It's phenomenal. I mean, it's a huge difference. So they're giving you, and these rooms are nice. Circa is a luxury hotel. All right, it really is. The rooms are great. Everything, the food is great, service, all of that stuff, and of course the pool. And I mean, everything is fantastic. Come on out and have some fun with us. We've had a great time the first 2 times we're out there. This time's going to be the best. So don't miss out.
You don't want to miss out. And everybody that's, I want to go, circalasvegas.com, promo code BLITZ, or just go to sasportstar.com. There is a link there. Now, if you don't see the big Circa logo deal right up at the on the top right-hand corner, it says something about Circa and Mega March. Just click that, and it will take you right to the Circa page with the promo code already in there. You want to go to Vegas with us? Now is your chance. Book your room now to join us at Circa Las Vegas. Right now, you can join us at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. The idea of big trades in the NFL, and I know, somebody I know, Joe Reinagel, suggested weeks ago trade Micah Parsons, and everybody pooped all over it. Then Chris Canty said, you know what the Cowboys need to do? Change the culture, trade Micah Parsons. He gave a lot of different reasons why the Cowboys should do that than Joe, but either way, you're starting to try to figure out what is the trade value. And there's one rumor out there that's kind of persistent.
Yes.
2 first-round picks and some other stuff from the Chicago Bears. And look, they can do it because they've got a quarterback on a rookie deal. And, of course, Mike is going to have to sign a deal. And who, if a team were to trade for him, then they would know that in advance that, he's going to command somewhere around $40 million a year. And that's what you're going to have to pay him. But if that makes a difference to you, and for the Chicago Bears, I think it would. But we'll see. Is that enough? 2 first-round picks, and they don't really get into specifics as to what the and is. But, you're looking at, just for comparison, I saw some prognostication, if you will, on Myles Garrett. And they thought he could only command a one first-round draft pick. So, I would need more than that too. And again, let me just be clear to everybody. I think we should kick the tires on Micah Parsons and try to get a haul for the Dallas Cowboys back. And in my opinion, that would be better than saddling another big contract to go along with the 2 they just signed in Dak and CD. And then you've got some young players, and it's not necessarily a complete rebuild, but it certainly infuses some talent into this class. And part of me, while I don't think the Cowboys need to do this, if the Cowboys were indeed having internal discussions, that tells me that they're being very thorough and looking at all their options, right? And that's what you want from your front office. If I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, which I am not, I like the idea that there are reports that they picked up the phone and they called Jacksonville to see what it would take to get Trevor Lawrence. Because clearly the Pittsburgh Steelers have a good football team with no quarterback. And, ever since they lost Ben Roethlisberger to retirement, they've had a variety of different quarterbacks in there, but they haven't been able to get that offense on track, whether it was Justin Fields or Russell Wilson or Mitch Trubisky or whoever it's been. Look at some of the quarterbacks. They haven't been able to find that quarterback. If I'm a Steeler fan and there's reports that say that the reports about this aren't true, either way, hey, man, you don't know if you don't ask, right?
That's
so
exactly
at
right.
least they're asking. They're kicking the tires. And I think Pittsburgh's also a great example of let Dak walk. If you think you've got a quarterback, you do everything you can to win with that guy because they are hard to find. And so if you feel like you've got a guy, you do everything you can to win with that guy. And because you could be hunting for a long time looking for the next. And Pittsburgh is a prime example of that. And for the Cowboys to win with Dak, if that means trying to win without Micah Parsons for the haul that you could get, you've got to explore those opportunities.
You have to kick the tires. And for a guy like Trevor Lawrence, who's been in a circus is maybe a little too harsh, but an up and down. I mean, how many coaches has this guy had in his short period of time there with Jacksonville? And you move him to a team like Pittsburgh, who, like him or not, and I'm not a fan of Pittsburgh at all, but they are a well-run organization with a top-notch head coach. And so I think that might do a guy like Trevor Lawrence a lot of good, moving from one franchise that's not all that to one that is. He may just need a change of scenery, because Trevor Lawrence is certainly, and I think we can all agree on this, has not lived up to his expectations in his time in the NFL.
I can't call him a bust, but
No.
he certainly hasn't lived up to expectations for sure.
Not at all.
And for Pittsburgh, what I find, quite frankly, surprising, yet it's about damn time. There's a billboard, although not in a high traffic area from what I could tell from the photo, that says fire Tomlin and sell the team, because it feels like Pittsburgh fans are tired of just always being in the playoffs and not getting anything done and no real change. They have to go find a quarterback. The Jets officially divorced Aaron Rodgers today. Could Aaron Rodgers end up in yellow pants again, this time with the Pittsburgh Steelers? And again, I like the idea that Pittsburgh is trying to get Trevor. They're on the hunt for a good quarterback, because the rest of their team is pretty solid. They have about every base covered except the most important one.
And that's the quarterback position. So, again, they're doing their due diligence. Whether it happens or not is irrelevant at this point. They're checking it out to see what it would take to bring Trevor Lawrence over. And that's all I'm saying about Micah Parsons. I think you got to at least explore the possibility, if you're Jerry Jones, and say, what could we get for this guy? We don't want to lose him. He's a great player, one of the best at his position, there's no doubt. But if we can get a haul for him and somebody offers us the moon, we might want to take it.
Again, I don't mind the conversation, but, man, the haul in return would have to be tremendous. Although I do wonder if Jerry and Steven, as media savvy as they are, they're seeing what's going on with the Dallas Mavericks after a bad trade. And you wonder if they're saying there's no way we could trade Micah now after watching the Mavericks trade Luka. And I say that because they were burned by something similar a couple of years ago. According to Mike Florio's book, they were going to trade for Sean Payton, but right after the Pelicans had done something, and that went over like a lead balloon, Miss Benson said, "You know what? We're not doing this. We can't trade away Sean Payton." So I mean, there is precedent of, yeah, you know what? Let's see, which way the wind blows? We can't do this right now because the optics are just too bad and we can't handle any more PR. I do wonder if that would play into anything right now because the hall would have to be so big that I think the only way to do it would be if Micah came out and said, trade me. And that clearly isn't going to happen, although CeeDee Lamb not doing much to and I appreciate his honesty, but sometimes you wonder about reading the room. During Super Bowl week, and I'm surprised it took this long to really make all the rounds, or maybe they just were recording so much content they finally released this. But they were doing like a little man on the street with NFL media or whoever was doing this deal, and they were asking players about passionate fan bases, and they asked CeeDee Lamb about the Eagles and Cowboys fan bases.
Who has a more passionate fan base, the Eagles or the Cowboys?
I can answer that. Eagles.
Eagles?
They're crazy.
What?
Our Cowboys, our fans are deep, but they not. I don't want to say nothing crazy, but the Eagles got it.
Yeah, you already said something crazy. And I'm surprised that Cowboy fans aren't up in arms by that. I mean, it's the Eagles, and CeeDee Lamb says their fan base is more passionate than the Cowboys. Come on. I couldn't believe it when I saw that.
You know, I'm trying to understand. I granted, I don't know who was asking the question. Was it Philly based or not? He was doing the deal. There was lots of different NFL players there. Passionate and crazy, because he did mention they were crazy. He knows when he's on the bus in Philadelphia going to the stadium, you got 6-year-olds and grandmas giving him the bird, right? The words that come out of those people's mouths, if you know, they show their passion. Cowboys fan base is deep, and he said that. It's large, it's the biggest. They're America's team for a reason. You go anywhere, you get all of that kind of stuff, but you don't hear stories of, man, I'm afraid to go to Dallas because those fans are going to let me hear it. So maybe he's thinking along those terms. Who's the craziest fan base? He hasn't gone to play the Raiders enough. Philadelphia, I could see if he took that question to mean that way. Which fan base you go, oh, crap, those guys, they bring it every time, because that's not always the case in Dallas. And partly when you go to a game at Jerry World, every visiting team, oh, we took over that stadium. Dude, it's that way every Sunday, because a whole lot of Cowboy fans pay for their season tickets by selling 1 or 2 games.
And that's not a bad idea, and I get why they do that. But look, he could have asked what's the craziest fan base. But passion, well, I don't know. Passionate fan bases, when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think there is a more passionate fan base. Philadelphia Eagles are nuts.
Well, and maybe that's what I say. Maybe he didn't really understand the question, because he did say they are crazy.
He understood the question.
And he stood.
Don't let him off the hook,
I'm just saying. I mean,
he said Eagles. Is he trying to get to maybe he's trying to worm his way into Philly one day.
I don't know. I mean, you heard Dak Prescott the other day saying that they're not that far from Philly, which is laughable. He didn't even make the playoffs, and they're holding a trophy. But you're not that far, Dak?
Yeah, he's
again tone deaf. Read the room.
Delusional is the word that I heard from everybody when it comes to that. Look, last point on Micah Parsons. I get it, and I see the same thing. Spurs fans are nuts, right? And in a good way, nuts. But you fall in love with players, and you don't think about the big picture. I know everybody's in love with Micah Parsons, and I certainly understand why. But if it helps the team to trade him, wouldn't that be better than keeping a guy and then not making the playoffs for another, 2-3 years or whatever it takes? I mean, it's not going to do you any good to have Micah Parsons on the team if you're not winning. Maybe this helps you win, because with the 3 guys they've got paid, they're going to have to get extremely lucky. They're going to have to. It's just that simple. You want to keep Micah Parsons because he's a great guy. He's the best in the league. You got that to brag about. Fine. You're not going to win any championships if you don't do something drastic.
You know, it's interesting. Defense wins championships. We all know that. But you look at the playoff teams this year, solid defenses, but they all had a quarterback and a solid run game. You have to have both. And what is the quickest way for Dallas to get there? Again, I don't want to trade Micah Parsons. But if you get a haul like what you're talking about, it'd be hard to turn that down. A lot easier to mask not having a Micah Parsons than mask not having a quarterback or a legit running back.
I totally agree with that. And, you can't forget about, you wouldn't have to pay him $40 million a year either. That would automatically not be on your books and wouldn't handcuff you, because it's going to. With the three guys that they have, if Micah stays and he gets paid, I don't care what you do. Eventually, all of that's going to come due. So you better win in the 2 or 3 year window that you have, or you're going to be screwed for a long time to come.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, live out here at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Come out, hang out with us. I've got some extra cigars from the cigar party from Super Bowl week that don't fit in that little humidor thing. So I'm giving them away today. Just come by here and tell me that you want a cigar, and I'm going to hook you up with a cigar. First come, first serve. I've got 7 of them because I am holding some back because I'm playing golf this weekend, and I got to make sure I've got some cigars when I'm at the Golf Club of Texas on Saturday morning.
That is going to be a beautiful day to head out to the Golf Club of Texas, no question about it. Weather's supposed to be really nice. It's going to be a great day to get out on the links and play. But I want to ask you something, because if you're like me and you procrastinate about things like, I don't know, Valentine's Day dinners, the Golf Club of Texas can hook you up. They've got a great dinner that they are planning at the Golf Club of Texas for Valentine's Day. And, of course, that is tomorrow. I'll just give you a little bit of a list here. It's a 3-course meal, actually a 4-course meal that you go out there and you're going to have a nice dinner. And I had the guy on YouTube yesterday said he went last year. It was fantastic, and he's going back again this year. You want to have a Valentine's Day dinner at the Golf Club of Texas? You can do it. You give them a call at 210-289-4167. And when you're out there, make your tea time. In fact, don't wait till you're out there. Do it today, because, again, Saturday's going to be fantastic. And with the improvements they've made to this golf course, you're going to think you're at a country club, but obviously you're not. It is a public golf course. It is open to the public 7 days a week. Fantastic. The food is fantastic. It's great. The 10-cup bar and grill. They've got all your favorite beer, all your favorite drinks, whatever you need. They can take care of you. The Golf Club of Texas is where it's at. It is a fantastic place. And look, you know exactly where it is. It's on Briggs Ranch Road, right there off Highway 90. Whether you're going out there for dinner at the 10 Cup or around with your buddies, your next tournament, go check them out. Best rates always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Head of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
For decades, Rudy's has been serving Texans incredible barbecue. But they've also been a community champion as well. And now when you visit any of their 4 San Antonio locations, just make a $10 donation to the Puppy Food Bank. And you'll receive a certificate valid for $15 in free barbecue and 2 soft drinks. So do the numbers. That's a $22 value for just $10. You'll enjoy great barbecue for less, and Puppy Food Bank can save more pet lives. Thank you, Rudy's.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
With Target, checking off your Valentine's Day list has never been easier. First, surprise your favorite people with something extra thoughtful, like a soothing candle in a memorable scent, or a decorative picture frame to show off every moment. Both buy one, get one 50% off with Target Circle. And don't forget to treat yourself. Find the sweetest style for your special occasion with 20% off women's dresses now through Friday. This week, find Valentine's gifts for everyone you love, only at Target.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Astros need a new third baseman because Alex Bregman, he has a new home. He's signing a 3-year, $120 million deal with the Boston Red Sox. Deal, by the way, includes 2 opt-outs and deferred money. Texas Longhorns running back coach Tashard Choice, he was courted by the Cowboys, but he will be leaving the 40 acres, just not for Dallas. He's going to take a role on Dan Campbell's staff in Detroit.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
Joe Reinagel.
For the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. Desperation Day. And we're live at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. For those wondering, Desperation Day, according to James Pledger, who is single, who learned this from How I Met Your Mother. Desperation Day is the day before Valentine's Day. If you're out seeking love and companionship and whatever, so you have somebody to celebrate Valentine's Day with.
Today's your last chance, right? I mean, that's why it's Desperation Day.
That's what I hear. I can't imagine that there's a whole bunch of people out getting ready and going, man, I'm going out. It's Desperation Day.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, that might be the feeling, but you don't want to label yourself as desperate, right?
You don't have to tell anybody you're desperate. But if you come into the Roo Pub tonight by yourself or with a group of others like you,
yep,
then you might be. I don't know. You might have a big D on your forehead. I'm desperate.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
No, it's cool. Hey, we've all been there, right? I mean, well, some of y'all have been there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just
Go
saying.
ahead.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
Some of y'all have been there and know what it's like to be desperate.
Yeah.
Sure. Although I honestly wouldn't mind, quite frankly, because my feelings about Valentine's Day are well known. I think it's a made-up BS day.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it is, right? If you love somebody, you make sure they know it every day, not just one day a year.
Did you go buy a card yet?
I haven't. No,
You haven't?
I have not.
So you're going to be at the convenience store tomorrow?
I'm going to be somewhere, CVS.
Walgreens,
HEB, I don't know, somewhere probably. Probably in the morning.
In the morning.
You
better do it tonight. You got to wake up with that card.
See, that's what I'm
sitting by
thinking.
the coffee pot so she gets that first thing in the morning.
On my way home tonight, I'm going to have to do that.
I mean, you could be or would be very grateful if somebody just happened to be on their way to buy a card and they picked a couple up and brought them over here so you don't have to.
Well, that'd be great.
That would be great.
You know, Lisa's probably listening. I don't know. Maybe.
You want Gillespie to buy your card?
I'm not falling for that banana in the tailpipe.
I mean, I mean, it would be good.
No, it's okay. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it because I got to figure at this point in time, they're going to be kind of picked over, right?
They are going to be picked over.
I would think they'd be a little picked over, and so it won't be hard to find one. It expresses my love.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, just get a piece of paper and handwrite it out.
Just write a note. I'm afraid Maggie couldn't read my writing. That's the problem.
Even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
I
Go to
don't know.
ChatGPT.
That's a great idea, Jim.
Oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
So you haven't bought a card or anything?
No, dude. Have you?
No.
I didn't think so. Yeah, I didn't think so. See, you're over here like, putting me under the microscope of shame. And you haven't done anything either.
You're still a newlywed. I mean, you give me crap because at Christmas Joanna buys her stuff, I buy my stuff. We wrap our own, so at least one of us are surprised.
Exactly.
Right?
I've
I've been told we're not doing
horrible.
I've been told we're not doing anything this year. Yeah, because we're going out of town next weekend, so we're good.
Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she's going to say tomorrow when you have nothing. Sure.
Dude,
speaking of falling for things in the tailpipe, buddy.
I just may have pulled the cupcake aside for my birthday the other day, and I'll add a conversation heart to it and give that to her in the morning. It'll be good. She'll fall for that.
Well, we'll see if there's one of those tents set up somewhere on my way home.
Tents?
Yeah, with all the stuff in it.
Oh, yeah. Your neighborhood, there's no tents.
There might be.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
You never know.
So, in other words, if somebody's on their way over here, would you stop at Walgreens and buy Maggie a card?
Don't do that.
Make it make it mushy.
I'll take care of it.
Extreme mush.
I will take care of it.
Extreme mush. Yeah, Joe will pay for it when you get here.
Well, I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying.
Hey, Pledge, are you able to Uber Eats a Valentine's card? DoorDash it?
Yeah,
absolutely. Can you order something like that and have it delivered?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Really?
Yeah, Uber Eats, they deliver more than food.
So I could just Uber eat.
Well, I mean, Gillespie had ice delivered to the radio station
She
for
did,
you.
and
Still
that
in the freezer at the radio station.
No, it's not. It's
No, it's
gone.
not?
Dude,
Who stole it?
Nobody. I used it.
Uh-huh.
I used it every day. Every single day. I appreciated it.
Yep. Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
You know, as often as we've talked about things changing in college football, major news today. College football players have signed an agreement. They will be paid for their likeness in video games. In fact, EA has been writing some pretty decent checks. All in all, expect over $20 million to be paid out to major Division I programs for likeness to be used in the video games.
Yeah, and I think it's a great idea. If they're using your likeness in a video game, you should get paid for it. Problem is that How many UTSA players are going to be in this video game? How many North Texas players are going to be in this video game? It's going to be all Alabama, Georgia, Texas, maybe some Texas A&M, the bigger schools, Oregon, Ohio State. And again, this is all going to big players. It's absolutely, and it's not going to help the small schools at all.
Well, I mean, it's possible. I mean, some players were already getting $600, and now it looks like it's going to go up. Clemson, West Virginia, Missouri, Tennessee is included with those that have already signed. There are some that they're calling ambassador payments. Guys like Arch that were getting more money even though he wasn't playing. But the royalties part of it could also be pretty interesting. What I found interesting is, they did a big deal today, and they were like at Illinois and a major school. And I was like, Illinois? But again, those groups trying to be on the front end to get what they can for their players right away. And part of me, I was surprised to see Illinois. It's Alabama, Illinois, Georgia, Texas Tech, Wisconsin, and Oregon. And we talked with Joey McGuire, the head football coach at Texas Tech, about a week and a half ago. And, man, Texas Tech seems to be so out in front of everybody.
They really do.
In the Big 12 or in the state of Texas with their NIL. I mean, Joey McGuire used the great line, paraphrasing, but he's like, you watch Landman, oil money is real, and Texas Tech is certainly taking advantage of it.
Yeah, no doubt. And they're going to do a good job, and they'll get some players. When I see this, and it now makes sense to me, right? Because you're going to have players, and if you play this game, and I know we have a lot of gamers out there, but if you play this game, what do you normally play? SEC, Big Ten, ACC, I'm missing one, Big 12.
Yeah.
So all of those schools are going to have to be involved because their players will be involved. But again, this is all for the bigger conferences. I don't see a lot of, and I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If you're playing this game, which is what is this? I guess college football and
Madden.
Is it?
College football.
Pathway Sports Entertainment, which I don't know what game that is.
You're not a gamer.
But if you're playing college football and you're a gamer, then let me know. Is UTSA in there? Can you play as UTSA?
Yes. In fact, UTSA is in there. A friend of mine, a friend of yours, John Robbins, he plays all the time with UTSA against, Alabama.
Well, then I guess there would have to be, some players in there and their likeness, so some of them may benefit from this.
Yeah, although you wonder how their likenesses in the video game.
Yeah,
that
sure.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't been a gamer since the 90s. NHL 94 was my jam back in the day.
NHL 94, huh?
That was
great game.
It was back then, and Madden back then. And then I had a child, and gaming went away.
That's when I started playing more video games, actually.
When you had kids?
Well, as they grew older, right?
I mean, but your kids are old enough, like you were playing Pitfall on Atari.
Well, I can remember when the Pong game came out on Atari. Yeah, and I used to play that. It just had the two little things. And then, but my favorite was Mario Kart, man. I mean, that was my game. Loved that game.
Old Atari.
Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm. One of the big things that came out of the Super Bowl last week, when Roger Goodell has this State of the Union, and that's one of the things that, Super Bowl week, there's so much going on. There's so many stories, and, reporters will say, okay, what's priority for today, tomorrow, and what can I get out of this, hour and a half deal with the commissioner, and this is going to be a good story to say for next week. And I think this falls in one of those, this is a big story that didn't want to get lost in the shuffle last week in Super Bowl week, but it's changes coming to the NFL this offseason, and there's always some sort of change. But one of the things that Roger Goodell did spend quite a bit of time talking about was the technology, and it's there. And the quote in this Yahoo article, the game has gotten so much faster. You're seeing so much more that you didn't even see 6 years ago. He said, I challenge you, go back and look at an NFL game from 2000. The quality of what you see, the cameras, the angles, the number of cameras, you just see an awful lot more. We want to use technology to supplement and assist and support the officiating, getting it right. Replay assist this year was a big step forward. I see in the future us adding more plays, and we'll be able to look at that with the competition committee. The idea of the Sky Judge and what's reviewable and what isn't, that list is going to get a lot bigger, and I wouldn't be surprised with what we saw this year. Does the competition committee vote to have the Sky Judge available for basically every play out there, like they do in the UFL in the spring leagues?
Well, for every play out there, I guess. I mean,
all right, I'll give you 2 examples. Pass interference that was called. The first one
against AJ Brown.
The first one again when Kansas City benefited.
Right. They called it on AJ Brown.
Sky Judge could have picked that one up pretty quick. There was another one right away, or those face mask penalties, and that's what Sky Judge has done in the UFL. If there's something happening that's away from the play that has zero benefit whatsoever, those don't get called in the UFL, and they're not going to get called here. But when there's something that is egregious that's missed, or a play that looks bang bang because it happened so fast in real time from the referee angle, is that pass interference? Sky Judge can immediately buzz down and say that's not a foul, or hey, you missed one here, let's throw a flag. And quite frankly, watching it in the spring leagues, I have no problem with that coming to the NFL.
They need to get it right. They need to end some of this controversy that we're having with the officials. It seems like it gets worse and worse every year. So if that helps that, I'm all for it. I'd be happy for it. Bad news for the NBA. NFL's not going away on Christmas Day. In fact, they're going to add a game.
Yeah, they are.
Next year. Instead of 2, they're going to have 3, just like it is on Thanksgiving Day. So, sorry, NBA, but the NFL's taking over Christmas.
Yeah, they are. Well, again, you look at where Christmas has fallen during the week, and and they own it. Even LeBron meant, as much as he said on Christmas Day, this is our day, the ratings came out, and he said on the New Heights podcast, yep, you guys kicked our ass. Yep. And that's what it is. The Eagles, they sold snow. Now they're selling confetti for $59. Now I'm going to guess the 59's for Super Bowl 59, although at least this confetti is being put in a cool looking like beer can. Eagle fans will buy it up.
Oh, it'll be sold
why
out.
Not?
Yeah, of course. Look, you got to give them credit because they know Eagle fans are going to buy that stuff. But I guess any team probably would. But I don't get it. I'm not one of those guys that would buy that stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of people listening that would. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do with a can of confetti?
Yeah, put it on your shelf.
Yeah.
And it's more of a commemorative championship can.
All right.
Look at all the stuff that's for sale, right? And my goodness, if your Titans won, you'd go broke buying stuff.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, if the Cowboys won, I'd have to mortgage the house buying everything.
That's sad. Isn't that sad? It's very sad. Very
really.
sad. For what reason? So you can look back and say, well, kids, that 30-year drought
ended
right here. And look, I got a picture of Dak Prescott
that
smiling.
People say we're in terms of a championship game or a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, every time they don't win, it saves all of us a lot of money. We could look at it that way.
Well, that's very true. Maybe that picture will be of Arch Manning when he finally takes over in Dallas.
It's possible.
Who
You
knows?
never know. I think about all the money I spent when the Astros finally won.
The Astros are in trouble, but
yeah, they are, and they're not going to get Alex Bregman. Breggy Bomb's going to Beantown. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. I'm going to guess you don't want to spend Valentine's Day in jail for a lot of reasons. So you want to get out fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. Services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at CircaLasVegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
There are some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a large unexpected inheritance. An always on the verge of death phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone, up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard, so you can get a new one. Just trade in any phone from our top brands on any unlimited plan. With new line on My Plan. Additional terms apply for trade-in and pay off your phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
With Target, checking off your Valentine's Day list has never been easier. First, surprise your favorite people with something extra thoughtful, like a soothing candle in a memorable scent, or a decorative picture frame to show off every moment. Both buy one, get one 50% off with Target Circle. And don't forget to treat yourself. Find the sweetest style for your special occasion with 20% off women's dresses now through Friday. This week, find Valentine's gifts for everyone you love, only at Target.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix, live at the Roof Hub, 281 Redland Road. We're here till 6 on this Desperation Day.
We're not desperate, though.
We're not.
No.
But if you are, the Roof Hub's always a good spot. There's a reason Pledge loves this place, besides the TVs and the food and the drinks.
You don't have to be desperate to come out.
No.
Maybe you're desperate for a cigar.
Maybe you are. We've got cigars. I'm giving away cigars from last week's cigar party. So all you got to do is come and ask, and whatever we have left, pick one, and it's yours. And they're good cigars from the Super Bowl cigar party. There's things that if you're from San Antonio, and a friend of mine just sent me this clip. I'm not sure when this video was taken, but it's going around Instagram. And if you're from San Antonio, it's funny as hell. But basically, there's a guy taking video of a police scanner. And the description, Pure San Antonio.
Yes, from you, Caitlin? Yes, at 1526 Kilo Ranch, we're looking for a male that took off on foot. 5'10", blue shirt, pierced ears, Marbach haircut. Maybe trying to head to the Maxwell apartments from 1526 Kilo.
He used in the police description Marbach haircut.
Marbach haircut. That's funny as hell.
That is funny as hell.
Wow.
Let's hear that again, Pledge.
Yes, from you, Caitlin? Yes, at 1526 Kilo Ranch, we're looking for a male that took off on foot. 5'10", blue shirt, pierced ears, Marbach haircut. Maybe trying to head to the Maxwell apartments from 1526 Kilo.
Trying to get to the Maxwell apartments, but with a Marbach haircut.
Marbach haircut. That's unique
haircut.
for sure.
I wonder if they utilize that. You learn that at the SAPD Academy.
Well, sure. I would think so. That's probably a good description, and everybody knows exactly what that is.
I know it. But when did it change from the Edgar? Or is the Edgar different than the Marbach?
Well, I don't know. Does anybody have a Marbach haircut that's listening? I'd like to know.
Is there a difference? Because I truly do want to know the answer to that.
Somebody's got to know.
Somebody's got to know. Somebody let us know. Comment on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, or you could tweet at Joe Reinagel 210 at Jason Minnix. And if you're rolling around with the Marbach haircut, the cops are looking for you.
Well, I think there's a lot of people
rolling
around with those Marbach haircuts.
Just saying, if you have that haircut, 210-225-2121. Keep that number handy. You might need it. You might need it.
You never know.
Dude, last night I was having a good night until I wasn't.
Yeah?
That's when the news broke that Alex Bregman was signing with the Boston Red Sox. Breggy bombs in Beantown. And that stadium is perfect. And I know Alex Cora worked with him when he was with the Astros, and there's that relationship there. And I don't know if I should be mad at the Astros or not. I mean, they offered him a 6-year deal for $156 million with no opt-out. So under 30 a year. All his deal, and that's the thing. According to all the reports, the $40 million annual salary is more than $10 million more per year than what his other offers were. The Tigers offered him 6 years, $171 million. So you get a 3-year, $120 million deal, and you get a bunch of opt-outs after each year. It's a hell of a deal for Bregman, but I can't figure out, did he just want out of Houston, or was he chasing the highest annual salary he could get?
Well, I think I don't know if he wanted out of Houston. Maybe that's the case. We'd have to ask him. But I think if this with Boston, you're going to a team that is always in the mix, typically, and you got a pretty good deal, nice money, and you can get out of it if you want to. I think it's the best deal for Bregman. I mean, nobody else offered him any opt-outs. And I think if you want to move around, you want to see how it is in Boston, you make your $40 million, and you get out if you want to. So I don't know. And to be locked into a 6-year deal with either the Tigers or the Astros, maybe he just didn't like that idea.
Well, and you look at Boston, they've had a hell of an offseason. They're going to be good this year. The Yankees are going to be good this year.
They're always good.
Can anybody compete with the Dodgers and the money that they have spent?
No.
I mean, that's the weird part about this baseball season. Does it just feel like the Dodgers went out and bought everybody? And, what are we playing this for, right? I mean, it's just kind of like if the Dodgers stay healthy, they're going to win this thing. I mean, they've got everybody, and they've added to a World Series championship team. And I like what Boston is doing. They're trying, all right, how do we compete with the Yankees? And the Yankees didn't play great defense in the postseason, and certainly not in the World Series. We know they're going to be competitive. The Astros and Rangers, how good are they? They're going to be good, but are they going to be playoff good? Are they going to be legit World Series good? Because football's in the rear view. Spurs probably not a playoff team or quicken out. Is baseball going to carry me through? Can the Astros and Rangers carry me through to get to training camp?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think so. Look, it's baseball season, right? Everybody's got optimism. Now,
do you as a Cardinal fan?
No, as a Cardinal fan, I don't, because they really haven't done anything. They're going to be going with a bunch of young guys, and they haven't done anything. So they're still trying to trade Arenado. Goldschmidt is gone. So I'm not expecting a lot, but you never know. I mean, these young kids get hot and start playing well, and who knows? But I'm not expecting much from the Cardinals this year.
All I know is baseball season right around the corner. The missions will get started here pretty soon. And, it's that time of year, it's like, all right, football's over. Pitchers and catchers report. Love baseball. Love Bregman. And one of those, the attachment you get to your players, you hate to see when star players leave. And I can't get mad at the contract that he signed, but it's not like the Astros completely lowballed him, although at $40 million per, I just look at that and say, why couldn't Houston match that if he wanted it to be matched?
It sounds to me like I think money was secondary in this point. He's going to get more, but I think he liked the opt-outs, and it's cut in half. Even if he stays in Boston for 3 years, he still gets to go out and shop his services again. So to me, it sounds like the length of the contract was more than the amount of money in this point in time.
And but man, could you imagine Alex Bregman hitting at Fenway? My goodness, that could be incredible. Micah Parsons has done something that I wish Dak Prescott would have done the other day. Call out the front office to go do something, damn it. Let's talk about what Micah Parsons had to say. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars. We're live here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Best place to come watch any big game, any big event, because of those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. Any Spurs game, obviously the All-Star festivities this weekend. You want to get in here into the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. And come hungry. The food is fantastic. Both Reinagel and Greg Shelton had the bison burger for lunch. Both of them raved about it. I've had it before. I had the fried shrimp today, which is fantastic. They got the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu. The original Wemby burger, that bison burger, great chicken sandwich, the hot dogs, great appetizers, great salads, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. It's a big weekend. Lots of college basketball. Join us early.
USA. Team USA in action as well last night. We'll talk about that and what's the big matchup with Canada this weekend. It's the Morning Huddle. Starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
At Fisher Investments,
We may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery. Ends President's Day. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Your life, your goals, your legacy. With a dedicated Fidelity advisor, it's all part of a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE, SIPC.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix, live at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Come hang out with us. And if you're a cigar smoker and you want a free cigar, while supplies last, be like a guy named David just did. Walked in, said he's never been to the Rue Pub, looked around, grabbed a cigar, and he's got to go back to work. But it works.
It works. That's all he needed.
Yep.
That's so good for him. He came in and got a cigar. Well, we still have more. If you want to come in and grab a cigar, but stick around, have a beer with us, and enjoy the Rue Pub for a little while.
You know, when you do that, come in, hang out, because you never know who you're going to see. And the later the night goes, Desperation Day will get into full effect, I'm told. And I want to go back to the haircut deal, the Marbach haircut.
Yeah.
Because we heard it was video rolling around on Instagram. Somebody was videoing the police scanner while the, I don't know if it was dispatch or a cop, described the suspect they were looking for as having a Marbach haircut.
5'10", blue shirt, pierced ears, Marbach haircut.
So a friend of mine who happens to be a member of the San Antonio Police Department said Edgar equals Marbach. It's the same. So there isn't a difference between an Edgar and a Marbach haircut. It's the same, according to the officer that sent me a text.
Well, we just localized it then.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's good. That's a smart move on the SAPD's part because everybody knows what he's talking about.
Absolutely.
Or that dispatcher was talking about.
Somebody hears that in, I don't know, Des Moines, they're not going to know what the hell.
They would have no clue.
No idea
No
what
clue.
what a Marbach or an Edgar is, although now we all know it is exactly the same thing. John Sobery is suggesting if you walk in with that haircut, you should get a free cigar.
Sure, why not? That'd be fine.
Sure.
We'd go for that.
We can make that happen.
Yeah.
Lots of things we can do here on the Blitz. As the Cowboys get ready for what should be a very interesting offseason, and I know I said this the other day when we were playing those clips from Dak Prescott at that charity event in Dallas where he said that the Cowboys weren't too far behind. Dak Prescott is one of few on the Cowboys roster that I think could publicly put some pressure on the front office instead of always going with the company line. And Dak doesn't do that. Micah Parsons did. According to Nick Harris with the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, Micah Parsons says, quote, "The talent is there. We've just got to be aggressive the same way other teams did. I don't want to sit back and watch other teams build and us stay the same. Definitely some call to action. I want to see us become aggressive and get some players that will come in and make an impact. I want us to bring back our players. That's just as important. Let's see what we can do there."
Boy, and I want to win the lottery tonight too, Micah. And you want to bring back your players and go out and get a bunch of others. Does Micah know how it works?
Well, I mean, does Steven and Jerry knows how it works?
Well, I'm not sure. That's another question entirely. Look, I appreciate Micah putting some heat on, or at least putting it out publicly, that he'd like to see the Cowboys get a little more aggressive, and they need to. Last year, they were not aggressive at all. And it's funny to me because reading this article, and it's a great article, by the way, but the last big free agent was Brandon Carr back in 2012.
Yeah, 5 years,
that
$50
the Cowboys
million.
have brought in. And, I mean, that baffles me. Now, look, with Cooks and Stephon Gilmore that they brought in, that made a hell of a difference. And those weren't huge free agents at the time, but it made a difference for that particular team. But obviously it wasn't enough, and we all know the story. But I thought that team was good enough to make a long playoff run in 2023, and then the Green Bay Packers said otherwise.
Now, you go back, okay, so the last big day one free agent signing, and if you go back and remember that in 2012, they flew Brandon Carr in. They had dinner right at midfield of the stadium, and he got that big deal. Cowboys typically don't, and quite frankly, I don't really care if they're day one big splash free agents. Last year, their biggest free agent signing was Eric Kendricks on a one-year deal.
Yes.
And Eric was on his way to San Francisco, but his relationship with Zim got him to Dallas. They've got to do more than that if they don't want to have another 7-10 type of season. They don't have to be big day one free agent blockbuster. Holy crap, can you believe the Cowboys did that kind of guys? But day 3, day 4, that second tier group, strategic moves like the Gilmore deal, the Brandon Cooks deal, those were great moves. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It really wasn't, where we were talking about Jerry Jones, the general manager, should he be in line for executive of the year because of what the Cowboys had done strategically with some of their acquisitions and their drafts. Last year, because we all have short memories, and it's what have you done for me lately? Last offseason was pathetic. It was pathetic and frustrating. It was wetter than that. It was awful, Pledge. And they can't do that again. Even though Jerry said last week that his offseason plans are going to be in line with others. Well, what does that mean? In line with last year? That would be a disaster. In line with 2 or 3 years ago? I'd be down with that because, as Micah said, they already have a lot of key people there. they've got holes to fill for sure. They've got to go find a running back. They need some O-line help, maybe somebody in the secondary. They are a couple of key players away from being to, all right, maybe you're going to be in the mix if everything breaks your way. So how far away are they? Really depends on how Jerry handles this offseason, and it can't just be how things work in the draft.
No, you can't do that. I mean, you can't do that. That is not a next year thing, right? You can't expect those young kids to come in and make that big of an impact right away. It happens every now and then, yes, but overall, you can't expect it. Cowboys need some veteran players to come in and fill some of these holes. Again, the problem's going to be, look, I don't know if they're going to keep Odigizua. Are they going to pay him what he's probably going to get offered somewhere else? DeMarcus Lawrence most likely is gone. You won't have Kendricks again, so that's a hole at linebacker. Sam Williams and Overshown, they're going to come back. Overshown, severe injury, big-time injury. How will he come back, and how will he be when he gets back? Should be fine. He's a young dude. Yeah, Trayvon Diggs, there's no indication he's going to be back. So that might be another hole that you're going to have to fill. There's so many holes that the Cowboys have to fill in. And while I appreciate Micah Parsons and his call to action, I think Dak should have done that. And I agree with you. Put some heat on Jerry and Steven to do something. But, boy, there are so many holes that they're going to have to fill. It's going to be difficult to fill them all, and you're going to have to rely on draft picks. The Cowboys do have 10 draft picks this year. So they're going to be able to snag some players or make some trades with some of those draft picks.
Well, and you look at, just on the defensive side, you got 4 starters from last year that are free agents. Now, DeMarcus Lawrence was hurt most of last year, but DeMarcus Lawrence is a free agent. So is his backup in Chauncey Golston. Osi Odigizua is one that they need to figure out how to bring back. Jordan Lewis is a free agent. Carlos Watkins, Linval Joseph. There's a couple of those guys. If they left, would you even notice?
No.
But those 4, Eric Kendricks, I mean, he was solid for what the Cowboys needed, but is he going to be back under Eberflus? And I think you look around and who has played for Eberflus, whether it be in Chicago or Indianapolis, that could help. That certainly could on the offensive side. Chuma Doga is a free agent. Zach Martin, what's going to happen there? You got Brandon Cooks is a free agent. So you've got CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Tolbert and Jalen Brooks, and don't forget Jonathan Mingo. Offensive line, you need some help. You don't have a real backup quarterback because both Cooper Rush and Trey Lance are free agents. Now, they did sign Will Grier to a futures deal, so I don't know if he's in line to be QB2 or not. Rico Dowdle is a free agent. You do have Deuce Vaughn, so you don't have a running back, and you certainly need another receiver because if Stephen Jones tells me, well, we got Jonathan Mingo, my head might explode. And Mingo might end up being that guy, but to this point in his NFL career, he hasn't lived up to expectations, and he didn't do a damn thing when he came over to Dallas.
And another 4th-round draft pick that just went by the wayside for a guy that may or may not get it done. We'll see. Look, he's a receiver. He's a receiver with a lot of promise, especially when he came into the league. So can he develop into that? Certainly he can. So we'll the jury's still out on Jonathan Mingo. We'll have to wait and see. But there are much more pressing needs for the Cowboys when it comes to especially defensive line. If you lose Odigizua, boy, your defensive line is going to be sparse, to say the least, because DeMarcus Lawrence will most likely be gone too. So that to me, that and that offensive line are the 2 biggest spots the Cowboys need to concentrate on.
It's going to be interesting, and they're going to be. I mean, you look at free agents out there, and again, I'm not looking at the big name guys because that's not what the Dallas Cowboys typically do. And if they sign Micah Parsons, I don't know that they could afford to go sign a big free agent contract unless they really work some magic with some players. And quite frankly, they don't have to be day one shoppers. They don't need big splash guys in free agency. But there's going to be plenty of guys that can come in and be impactful kind of players. And that's what the Cowboys historically have done. Last year, they didn't do anything. But if they can go back to, you look at, let's say, stay in recent history, some of the offseason acquisitions they made with Mike McCarthy up until last summer, if they can have an offseason like that, then the outlook for the Cowboys when we get to Oxnard is going to be a lot different than it was this past year. This past year, we got to Oxnard for training camp, and we knew it was going to be a weird season. We talked about it while we were in Oxnard. I've been going to training camp for years. So have you. Last year's training camp was weird. It was the vibe in Oxnard was weird all the way around. And it was Mike McCarthy and that entire staff on the final year of their deal, the lame duck hanging over their head, the fact that they didn't bring in a bunch of guys. It was just a weird vibe throughout training camp.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It really was. Not to mention the fact that there weren't as many spectators in Oxnard that we're normally used to seeing. For whatever reason, was that a protest to the Cowboys? Perhaps, but it is what it is. Look, I think Jerry, while he is still on this side of the ground, needs to do something drastic. All right, he said he was going to go all in. Go all in. The hell with the credit card down the road. Go all in. Do it. And be like the LA Rams. Just get the players, put them in there, salary cap be damned, and go for it. And if you win one this year, who cares what happens in the next coming years? Doesn't matter. You get that 30-year drought, Steven, off your back and do it. You either do that or you do something drastic with a guy like Micah Parsons and try and build it quicker that way. But one way or the other, the Cowboys are going to have to get drastic. What they're doing obviously hasn't worked for many, many years. It's time to do something different. Whatever that may be, it's time to do it.
I know Jerry's definition of all in and the rest of ours is different, and he proved that last year. But in reality, I mean, Jerry at his age, who knows, right? Now, he's healthy for his age, everything about it, but you don't know. One day you wake up dead. But you've got Dak Prescott is the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. You've got a highly paid wide receiver. You've got a highly paid defensive back who's hurt. You also have about to have one of the highest paid defensive players or non-quarterbacks in Micah Parsons. If you've invested all of that and you're a smart businessman like the Joneses are, they really are smart in business, why wouldn't you say, this is our window, we need to do everything we can? The 5-year plan, the 8-year plan, what's the this year plan? Because you know damn well if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, kind of like what the Rams are going through, they did everything they could to win a Super Bowl. They did, and it hasn't been great since. But they have that back, Super Bowl, yeah. Right? And again, hell, look at the Eagles. A couple of years ago, Super Bowl 52. They did all kinds of stuff. Now, granted, at the time they had Carson Wentz on a rookie deal who got hurt. But you look at what they did that year, and then they had some bad years, and Peterson got fired. But they were able to build back quicker because they knew what it was going to take, and they've done it. And as much as I don't want to say follow what Philly's doing, but there's a great blueprint for it. And you look at how they're able to do it. You look at how the Chiefs have been able to maintain. Cincinnati, they got to a Super Bowl. They couldn't take advantage of Joe Burrow on his rookie deal, and they made some moves to be able to do what the Rams did. It bit them in the ass, and now they're stuck, and now they're facing all kinds of tough decisions that they're going to make. But at least they did everything they could to get there, even though it fell short. That's what the Cowboys need to do. At least say, the hell with the 5-year plan. We've got an opportunity. Let's go. Because Washington doesn't look like they're going anywhere.
They're not.
Philadelphia is the cream of the crop right now in the NFC as the current Super Bowl champions. Detroit,
they're not going anywhere.
They're not. It'll be interesting to see what Detroit does. But talent-wise, they've got a lot of great players. Losing both their coordinators, or you wonder what kind of effect that would be. But Green Bay got rid of Aaron Rodgers and got better. they're still in the mix. How good is Tampa Bay going to be? The Cowboys can't be middle of the road. I don't know that Jerry would be okay with them being middle of the road, despite what you saw this year. Maybe it's motivating to see the Eagles win the Super Bowl and the Command Skins and the Eagles play in the NFC Championship game.
Look, dude, it's just, I mean, Jerry has got to be smart enough to know that the hell with the credit card, the hell with the 5-year plan, the hell with draft and develop, that hasn't worked. It just hasn't worked. And so, I mean, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I mean, in the Cowboys case, it's absolutely true. You've got to do something different. That's why you get all these ideas floated out. Micah Parsons, is he tradable? Go all in. The hell with the credit card. The hell with the salary cap. Do something. And I think if the Cowboys did that, Cowboy fans would appreciate it. At least they're trying. What happened last year was the Cowboys they dropped back and punted. And that's all that they did. And again, credit Mike McCarthy for winning 7 games with the team he was dealt and all the injuries that they had. The fact that they won 7 games is a minor miracle. And they have got to do something different because the status quo hasn't worked for a long time. And it's time to change it up. Whatever that is, however it is, Jerry's got to know it's time to change it up.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, live at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Come hang out with us on this Thursday, Desperation Day for some. Otherwise, just a day that ends in Y that needs a cold beer and some good food. And we've got that here at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric at my house for a variety of projects through the years. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Touchdown Vegas! What a wild finish!
Your home for the NFL.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Feeling the pressure to find Valentine's Day gifts they'll love? Then you gotta go to Kohl's. They have something for every Valentine. Go fun and unexpected with a Lego set. Go luxe with a Sephora fragrance. Go classic with a diamond necklace and more. Then get 15% off some of your gifts, or you can save with a Kohl's card. However you plan to celebrate, Kohl's has you covered with lots to love. Select styles. Coupons do not apply to Lego. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. Offers end February 17th. Some exclusions apply. See store at Kohl's.com for details.
Wow! Most cars and pickup trucks can have a ceramic film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint starting at just $199. That's an incredible price. If you shop around, you'll find that competitors charge hundreds of dollars more. Plus, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Mother's Window Tint offers up to 60 different film options to fit all price ranges. Since 1984, Mother's Window Tint has been known as the home of the tint and alarm special. If you're looking to enhance your vehicle security to the highest level, visit Mother's Window Tint today, where security systems start at just $3.99. Call us at 210-496-3454. That's 210-496-3454. Or visit us online at motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mothers and save!
With Target, checking off your Valentine's Day list has never been easier. First, surprise your favorite people with something extra thoughtful, like a soothing candle and a memorable scent, or a decorative picture frame to show off every moment. Both buy one, get one 50% off with Target Circle. And don't forget to treat yourself. Find the sweetest style for your special occasion with 20% off women's dresses now through Friday. This week, find Valentine's gifts for everyone you love, only at Target.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the San Antonio Spurs are on their all-star break, and they do that after losing to the Boston Celtics last night, 116-103. Well, the Spurs head into the break with a record of 23-29. They're only 3 games out of a play-in spot in the West. They return to action February 20th in Austin against the Suns. And Alex Bregman, the Astros' former third baseman, he's got a new home. He signed with the Boston Red Sox.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're listening on one of the many apps that are out there online at sasportstar.com or watching on at YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. However you're listening, watching, we appreciate you tuning in. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix, live out at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road.
Which is exactly where you need to be right now. Point your car in this direction. If you're a cigar smoker, it'd be worth your while. Minnix has pulled out the cigars he got at the Ditka Jaws cigar party last week at Super Bowl week in New Orleans. So you can have your pick of that. Plus, it's the Roo Pub, for goodness sake. You got all kinds of cold beer. You got any drink that you can imagine, whatever you want. And if you're hungry, that's the place to do that as well.
You had the bison burger earlier.
I did. It was fantastic.
Now, you were, I don't want to say, you've had bison before.
I have.
But you generally prefer cow. In fact, you were trying to figure out if bison was actually beef, which it's not long ago. I don't know if you had a venison burger, which you should try. They're fantastic.
I'm sure. They sell them here at the Roo?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, if they bring it on the menu here at the Roo Pub, maybe I'll try it. But until then, no. Not a huge fan of venison, dude. I'm just not.
Again, you're worried about the gaminess, and I get that. I made some venison burgers the other day from that Axis deer.
Uh-huh.
It was fantastic.
I'm sure it was.
And I will tell you this. My wife had no idea.
She didn't.
That it was venison that I used to make those burgers.
You didn't tell her?
No.
Wow.
Because I wanted her to eat it.
So you're saying she wouldn't have eaten it as she had known?
Well, I mean, she would have been a little bit more suspect.
I got you.
Granted, the venison sausage that I've made, that's incredible. She loves that. The ground, we've made some spaghetti, did a lasagna. There's so much other stuff. She was fine with that. But to do actual burgers, she probably was kind of like you, a little unsure. So I didn't tell her. And she didn't know.
She thought it was a burger?
Until it was over. Yep.
All right.
Couldn't tell.
Well, you'd have to trick me like that.
Well, you're easy to fool.
Well, that'd be the only way I would try it.
So you wouldn't try it just...
No. Well, I probably would. Yes, but again, I've had venison. I'm not a big fan of it. So, yeah, if you told me it was a venison burger, I'd probably be a little hesitant.
I probably know the answer to this. Pledge, have you cooked up any of that venison I gave you?
Yeah, I made the burgers.
Oh.
I've cooked the sausage, and the only thing that's left are the steaks.
Shelton, did I give you any meat? I didn't give any to Shelton.
Wow. Sorry, Shelton.
I offered. Well, apparently I didn't even offer.
You must not have.
I gave you some jerky, though, right?
He would have taken it.
I gave you some jerky. I gave him jerky.
He'd probably rather had some meat. He could make a venison burger.
Probably could.
Wow.
Remind me, I'll bring you some. I got a lot.
Oh, man.
What? One day. One day, Joe.
One day. Yeah.
One day.
Well, you'll have to say, hey, Joe, I made some burgers.
Yeah,
but see, now I know.
Yeah, now you'll be suspect
now I know.
of it.
Right.
But you enjoyed the bison.
Yeah, the bison was good. And look, I can't tell the difference.
No.
In a bison burger and a cow burger. I can't tell the difference.
A cow burger.
I can't tell the difference. They pretty much taste the same to me.
Well, I mean, but the bison burger very much along the lines of the Axis burger. It's just leaner than your ground beef.
All right.
And the flavor. There's no game.
No gaminess.
No, the Axis of all the venison, Axis is said to be the best because you don't have to do anything gaminess wise.
All right. Well, I'll have to try it. So a little skeptical, but I'll have to try it. I will.
Uh-huh.
I'm not opposed to trying something once and giving it a shot. Unless I even tried your gizzards.
Yeah, but
those were awful.
Yeah, they were, but you knew that was just all for video, and your reaction was pre-planned. We knew what that was going to be. You knew exactly what that was going to be, but that's fried goodness.
It's terrible. It's fried.
It's fried goodness.
Yuck.
Says the man that puts
fried
ketchup
yuck
on your gravy with your chicken fried steak.
Dude, in fact,
I mean, there's all kinds of yuck that you like.
Had a nice chicken fried steak Monday night, in fact, and it was delicious with the gravy.
And
fantastic.
Did you add ketchup?
And the ketchup,
Yeah,
yes, what I meant. Yeah,
that's awful.
Ketchup, gravy.
That's awful.
Delicious.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Apparently, Josh has been hanging on for about an hour.
Oh, gee, sorry,
Josh. I just now saw the message from Pledge that says Josh is still there. Josh, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Oh, nothing much. It's all good. I was even waiting an hour, maybe just about 5 minutes, because for a change, I wanted to talk Cowboys. I know I'm a diehard Texan fan, but I think the Cowboys need to follow what the Texans did back in 2020. And yes, it's a little different. There's no Deshaun Watson on the Cowboys team, but you do have a Micah Parsons who can be traded for a bunch of picks. He can at least get you 2 first-rounders and probably more later-day picks. And right now with Cowboys having, according to that ESPN article, I believe that y'all are referencing, the Cowboys were at negative $10 million in salary cap space. And I looked at over the cap, or million. Yeah, and so at overthecap.com, the Cowboys were under the cap, or still over the cap of $2 million. So kind of depending where you look at it, they're over the caps because there's a lot of contracts that are
But again, Josh, as soon as the Cowboys rework Dak's deal, which they will, there's no way he goes into the season at $90 million. They'll do that. Some of those other salaries that are going to come off the books, they're going to get near the cap or just below the cap. They're going to be able to free up some money. I mean, my goodness, whether they go sign a free agent or not, they've got to free up money just to be able to draft guys, and they've got 10 guys that they're going to draft, so they're there. But what I do find interesting with the idea of comparing Deshaun Watson, and now granted, Deshaun Watson had to get out of Houston and had to for a variety of what was it, 29 reasons?
Well,
however many accusations.
He had a hell of a time in Houston, though, before he left.
But you wonder what other teams that have seen what that has done to Cleveland will that make him gun shy in a massive trade like Micah Parsons? Because, look, he served his suspension and certainly has not lived up to the contract, and there's injuries. He is not the same player.
No.
But the idea of you give up all of that, you roll the dice on all of that for one player, and if Micah has a bad injury, it just blows up in your face. So I do wonder if, since you used the Deshaun Watson as a comparable, would that make other teams a little gun shy in trying to make a move like that?
Well, we're going to see, because, you got another pretty good player on the trade market right now in Myles Garrett. The difference is Micah is 5 years younger than Myles Garrett. So I could see Micah being more attractive than even a Myles Garrett at this point in time. But he is going to be expensive, and you're right. But, I mean, the Cowboys face the same thing. If they sign Micah Parsons to a huge deal, I mean, there's no guarantee he won't get hurt next season either. I mean, football is a pretty violent sport, so the Cowboys would be rolling the dice just like anybody else would. And look, and hey, if it happened to somebody else, and I don't wish this on Micah Parsons or any player in the NFL. I hate it when anybody gets hurt. But if the Cowboys did move him and that happened on another team, well, tough. That's just kind of the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, and I think the other part of it too, you look at Myles Garrett's age versus Micah Parsons' age, and you're back to Luka and Anthony Davis in a trade. I mean, you don't trade a 25-year-old in his prime. And Micah at this point, I know you can get a haul for him, but do you really look at trying to trade him? And would it, I mean, depending on what you got in return, but I think the backlash from Cowboy fans would be Luka-like. At the same time, if you're Cleveland, Myles Garrett still has trade value, and you're not anywhere close to getting to a Super Bowl. Jerry and the Cowboys still think that they are close to a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott said this week he doesn't think they're that far off from Philadelphia. So delusional or not, that's the thinking in that building. But I think you look at the age of Myles Garrett versus the age of Micah Parsons.
Well, it's delusional because they've got so many holes to fill and not a lot of money to fill them with. That's why it's delusional. You Cowboy fan would forget about it. You trade Micah Parsons, yeah, they'd probably be pissed off. You win a Super Bowl in a year, all that goes away. So, I mean, it depends. Dallas did themselves no favors. I mean, they're not even close. And with Anthony Davis as injury prone as he is, they're not even close. That was a horrible trade. I'm not suggesting you make a trade like that. You get some good stuff in return that you can build a football team with. Because, look, with Micah and CD and Dak Prescott eating up a big chunk of your salary cap, I have no hope the Cowboys are going anywhere anytime soon unless Jerry does something drastic. It's either trade Micah Parsons or go all in, the salary cap be damned.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Valentine's Eve. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. You want something to do this weekend? You need a gift that you can hook somebody up with? We got a pair of tickets to give away right now to see Los Lonely Boys Sunday night at the Aztec Theater. So you can still go out and have your dinner reservations on Friday night, but you say, honey, we're going to a concert on Sunday. Los Lonely Boys, Sunday night, Aztec Theater. Caller 11, those tickets are yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you don't win the tickets, you can always buy them at livenation.com. Caller 11 right now, you're going to go see Los Lonely Boys on Sunday at the Aztec Theater. Coming up, the Spurs took one on the chin last night. No surprise. Are they tanking? Are they tanking without telling us? We're going to talk about that coming up here live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. If you are having any issues at the house with your plumbing, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quarter-Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. And I guess today, yesterday, looks like tomorrow you might need to put heater back in there, whether it's your office, whether it's at the house. Quarter Moon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. At Quarter Moon, they do not have commissioned sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quarter Moon, they are green certified. 210-651-5899 is the phone number, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
With Target, checking off your Valentine's Day list has never been easier. First, surprise your favorite people with something extra thoughtful, like a soothing candle in a memorable scent, or a decorative picture frame to show off every moment. Both buy one, get one 50% off with Target Circle. And don't forget to treat yourself. Find the sweetest style for your special occasion with 20% off women's dresses now through Friday. This week, find Valentine's gifts for everyone you love, only at Target.
Looking to sculpt, tighten, or refresh? Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa does it all. Awake lipo, tummy tucks, fat reduction, microneedling, and more.
Thinking about implants for your wife? Dr. Hires specializes in breast augmentation for women and reductions for both men and women. Get the results you want with expert care. Call 210-494-8446 or go to findyourbeautiful.com to start your transformation today. Use code word BLITZ for exclusive discounts.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Rock's Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rock's the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rock's has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rock's know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix, live at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Here till 6 o'clock tonight.
That's right. 6 o'clock. Cigars are still waiting for you.
There's a couple left.
Yeah.
You want a free cigar? So I got a lot of cigars at the cigar party last week. And partly because when you go to the cigar party at the Super Bowl, they give you this incredible gift bag, and they've got all these different cigar stations, and each place gives you one or two or more to take, and you could take two, throw them in your bag, and you could smoke one there, however that works. So I've got a stash. Joe's got a stash. But my kid was with me, and Erica's not a cigar smoker. So I kind of got a double stash. So I'm giving them away because I don't want them to go to waste. These are all nice, expensive cigars. I don't want them to go to waste.
Yeah, no, they're not cheap cigars. These are good cigars. It's interesting because you just have the very best at this cigar party. And they set up little tables, and they all have all of these cigars out, and you can just try them. They'll light them for you. They'll cut them for you. They'll do whatever. And it's really it's a hell of a party. It really is. It's a hell of a party and a lot of fun. So you want a cigar, come on out, and all you have to do is show up.
Yeah, show up.
Grab one.
Got them out. You want a cigar? We are going to hook you up because that is what we do. See, I've got enough for Saturday when I go play golf, and got the humidor deal, so I should have some because I'm not an everyday cigar smoker. When we have our spring golf tournament that's coming up on April 14th, presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. We're going to be playing April 14th out at the Golf Club of Texas. You can register online at sasportstar.com right now. Prices never changed since we started doing this tournament years and years and years ago. It's $400 for a foursome, $100 a player.
That's incredible.
$120 if you sign up as a single.
I didn't know that. This will be my fourth golf tournament, I think.
I don't
since
know.
I've been here.
How long have you worked here?
It's been longer than it's been.
We
more
do
than
two
that.
a year.
2 a year. So this
3
will
years
be
is 6.
Wow. This
Yeah.
will be my 7th already.
Yeah.
Huh?
Math is hard.
I can't believe that the price has never gone up. That's fantastic.
Prices never change. Wait, I mean, there are. I mean, we do raise money. This year, it's the Pan American Golf Association, but
Good
it's
group.
It's not one of the tournaments where it's $2,500 a foursome because you're trying to raise X for whatever. We like to get out and have a good time. The Rue Pub always has one of the best holes for a variety of reasons. They will again this year. It's always a lot of fun. We always sell out. And my guess is with the Pan American Golf Association involved, it might sell out a little sooner than it normally does. So you do not want to wait. Get to sasportstar.com and get signed up. Again, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer, and Sierra Auto Group. It's going to be a great time. Get signed up, sasportstar.com. If you're watching on our YouTube channel right now, and just go to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel as I go to pull it up, we have a poll. Do you think the Spurs are tanking? And right now, 56% of you say no. 44% say yes. Admittedly, I'm not sure. I don't want to think they are tanking, but what they are showing us tells me they aren't trying to win. And I say that because Chris Paul continues to get the minutes that he's getting, and Steph Castle is outplaying Chris Paul, yet getting reduced minutes. The best lineup isn't getting the most minutes. Are they trying to win?
Well, I hate to say they're tanking. I really do. But there's a couple of reasons that may give you that cause. First of all, I just don't think some of their players are very good. I mean, you've got De'Aaron Fox and Wemby and Stephon Castle, and then I'm very disappointed in Devin Vassell. I know when Fox first got there, he started playing well, but the last couple of games, he has not shot the ball well, and he's very inconsistent in my mind. He just isn't. They're not playing Sohan a ton of minutes, and they're not playing Keldon Johnson a ton of minutes. So I don't know what direction the Spurs team is headed. I really don't know, but they don't have a consistent shooter that can knock down shots. Wemby's about as good as they get, and, he's somewhat inconsistent these days from the three-point stripe. So I just think that they've still got some improvements to do to this ball club, but I don't understand the loyalty, if you will, to Chris Paul.
Well, again, I know they're missing a lot of open shots. Chris Paul is still getting the assist numbers, but at the same time, if they make some of those shots, outcomes would be different. I still maintain they should probably have at least 6 more wins than they currently have. But at the same time, why Steph Castle isn't getting more minutes? If you made a pinky promise to Chris Paul when he got here that he was going to be the starter, okay, fine. Leave him in the starting lineup. But Steph Castle should be getting more minutes than Wemby right now. He's outplaying him. And when we say tanking, and I don't want to think they're tanking. There's 30 games left. If they're going to be a playoff team, they've got to go at least a little over 500. Do you see this team winning 18 of their next 30, 20 and 10 over their next 30? Or from a business standpoint, is it better for them to end up in the lottery? And one of the reasons I say that is look at what Atlanta is doing. Atlanta's unprotected pick is looking like it won't be a lottery pick. And so the Spurs have the chance at 2 lottery picks, either Atlanta's or theirs. They can control theirs. They can't control what Atlanta is doing. So are they looking big picture and not trying to win now? Their lineup tells me that, especially in the fourth quarter, because that way they can get into the lottery and still have a chance, knowing that they can't control what Atlanta is doing. So are they tanking without telling us? Their lineup says maybe, because why the hell is Chris Paul continuing to get the minutes that he's getting? When you made the trade for De'Aaron Fox, whatever promises you made Chris Paul when he signed here, those went out the window.
I'm sorry. This is not, preschool. All right, this is not flag football in an after-school program. This is professional basketball. And look, Chris Paul's a great player, going to be a Hall of Famer. You brought him in here to teach these young kids how to play basketball. He's doing that. But it doesn't mean he has to get 30-plus minutes a night. It just doesn't. And Steph Castle's getting 20. He got 24 last night and scored 20 points in that 24 minutes. So it doesn't make any sense to me what's going on and how the rotation is going. It makes no sense. Tanking, I'm not going to go that far. But you're exactly right about Atlanta. And if I'm Atlanta, I'm saying that screw the Spurs. We're going to play our butts off to make sure they don't get a lottery pick with our pick. We're going to play hard. And you just look at the East. Look, Atlanta's not very good. We all know that. But they're 4 games ahead of Chicago. Chicago's horrible. And then you go down the list of the teams below Chicago, and they're even worse. The chances of Atlanta falling into the lottery aren't very good, even if they play horribly after the All-Star break. It just because the other teams are tanking and will continue to tank. So don't think about Atlanta. I would be shocked if that ends up being a lottery pick.
Which means the Spurs control their destiny in the lottery by how many wins and losses they end up with. And then you have Mitch Johnson. And quite frankly, I like Mitch. I don't know Mitch, but I'm getting tired of Mitch. And I think part of that is my expectations for this season were much higher, and they're not being met. I am a very frustrated Spurs fan, and then I get pissed off when I hear Mitch Johnson after games talking about, well, we're trying to win, but we're also trying to get better for the future.
It's a balance, and that's what we're going to do. We're trying to win games, and we're trying to get people better, and we're trying to learn about our guys and move this thing forward in the right way. And, we're not going to do anything that we don't feel like is moving towards the right way.
What is the right way then? Explain that to me. I mean, shouldn't that be a follow-up question to an answer like that? We're going to make sure we're doing things the right way. Well, Coach Johnson, what is the right way? Can you explain that to us?
I think the team has made tremendous strides in their consistency and their maturity and trying to play and execute in what we ask. And I think that's going to be the continued goal. And I think anytime you improve, expectations come with that. I think anytime you add a good player, expectations come with that. And I think that we will be stubborn and not skipping steps and trusting that we're going to go about this the right way while also being maniacally about trying to win and compete.
Yeah, we're not skipping steps again. What are those steps, Coach Johnson? What are they? I've never heard an explanation for what that means.
Well, if they've got a process. And
a
look,
process.
I mean,
what is that? What's the process?
We got to lose a bunch of games, get in the lottery, and get another generational type player because that's the Spurs. It pisses me off. And I don't know if I should be mad at Mitch Johnson. Is he just basically towing the company line? Is Pop calling the shots from behind the scenes as he is recovering from the stroke? Because I don't know, fair or not, how to judge Mitch Johnson right now with the comments that he's making and the role that he's in, because it's not like he can come in as interim coach and do his own thing. You know, Brian Schottenheimer went from coordinator to head coach. He now has the ability to come in and run things with the Cowboys the way he wants to as head coach. But as a coordinator, he couldn't do that. I don't know if Mitch Johnson if he has the ability to do that. Well, I am seeing in-game decision-making that is piss-poor coaching. Now, part of that is that him following direction from above about who is getting what minutes. Because right now, I don't look at the Spurs and the minutes that he is playing his players and saying that's winning basketball. Are you tanking without telling us by your lineups? Just like a couple of years ago, Luka was on the floor closing out games that, man, we should have won that one, but we didn't. Why? Because Luka was out there on the floor. They were tanking without telling us. I'm starting to feel like we're seeing that now with this San Antonio Spurs team.
I would like to say BS to that, but I can't. I just can't. And look, part of the problem is the guys that are on the floor that are supposed to be hitting shots aren't. They're inconsistent. Devin Vassell, inconsistent. He had a decent stretch when De'Aaron Fox got here, but that has turned quickly in the last couple of ball games. The only guys you can count on are Wemby and De'Aaron Fox at this point in time, and Steph Castle. Those three guys are the guys that are playing ball, and they're contributing, and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Everybody else is inconsistent as hell. And when it comes to guys like Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, they shouldn't be anymore. They shouldn't be. Those guys have been here long enough, in this system long enough, in the NBA long enough, that they shouldn't be as inconsistent as they are, but they continue to be. And what does that say about their future in San Antonio? It shouldn't say a lot.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Come see us at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Great place to come watch this weekend's All-Star festivities and, of course, the All-Star game on Sunday. D'Amico Ryans finally got into why he parted ways with Bobby Slowick. We'll get into that coming up here on the Blitz. Now, it is All-Star weekend, and there's some college hoops going on. You're going to have the All-Star game, and I promise you're going to be able to have some more fun watching those games, playing the Pick'em game at Underdog at Fantasy. With Underdog, you can bring the excitement to whatever and wherever you are watching by the Underdog app. Playing on the app is as easy as chewing higher or lower on player stats like threes made, points, rebounds, and more. Get those picks right. You could win up to 1,000 times your money. Millions of fans have won over billions of dollars on Underdog. Will you be next? Join in on the fun by signing up for Underdog. And when you do, use my promo code STAR, and you'll get a free pick as part of your first cash entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Again, sign up at Underdog. Use promo code STAR at Underdog.
The Morning Huddle.
Pledge.
It wasn't a dude,
I
man.
hated Duran
So
Duran.
by default, you had to like Duran Duran because any girl you were hitting on certainly did.
Yeah, you had to
So
put
you
up
had
with
to
it.
pretend that you liked it. See,
Yeah.
no guy liked Duran Duran.
I grew up in an age where if you got caught listening to Duran Duran, you likely to get your ass kicked for that.
Yeah, you got beat up.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Has a loved one died and left you an old car to sell? GiveMeTheVin.com has just launched the new service GMTVCC.com. Write this down, GMTVCC.com, which is Give Me the VIN classic and collector car buying service. GMTVCC.com will hook you up with GMTVCC Pro buyers that will appraise and offer on that 69 Chevelle, old Corvette, old truck, and especially Restomods. We love Restomods at GMTVCC.com. Don't mess with consignments or auctions. Get paid today on your classic or collector car at GMTVCC.com.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. Offer ends soon.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
M-Sculpt NEO is a non-invasive, muscle-building, fat-burning procedure with no downtime, like doing 20,000 crunches in 30 minutes. Call Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa, 210-494-8446, or findyourbeautiful.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. We're live here at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Here till 6 o'clock tonight. Come hang out with us. Have a good time.
A lot of folks in here already.
Absolutely.
Having a good time, having an afternoon cold beer or cocktail or whatever their pleasure is.
It's happy hour.
It's happy hour, so they're having fun. Yeah, we don't get to do happy hour, do we, with the schedule we have?
No.
It's all right, though.
No. I mean, the trade-off is we don't have to wake up early.
Well, that's true, but
you know,
there's nothing like sitting here watching everybody else have a cold beer.
Every job has some drawbacks. Ours, I can live with that because at 6 o'clock we'll have a cold beer.
Absolutely, we will. You know
at full price.
Yes.
unless
That's
we order
okay.
it ahead of time. I realize in today's world, players, whether they deserve it or not, they get a nice send-off social media post. Some of them get video tributes when they come back. But if you need to entertain yourself while you're in that little room by yourself, at some point over the next 24 hours, go read the New York Jets Facebook page. They've got a post. For everything you've given us the past 2 years, thank you, 8. And a picture of Aaron Rodgers walking away. I mean, this is fantastic. It's so sweet. The comments, though.
What did he give them?
Thank you for setting us back for years to come. Nothing. He gave us nothing. Take Woody Johnson with you. You'll be missed. Thank you for all you did. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for wasting our time. Gave us nothing but heartache. He gave you absolutely nothing. He gave the rest of us endless laughter. The comments are what you think. Why you get a social post, I have no idea. What are you thanking him for? It's
I have to agree with those.
Comical.
I mean, what did he do? He did nothing. He played 4 minutes and then got hurt.
4 snaps.
4 snaps. And then last year, I mean, he had some decent games, but they didn't do anything. I don't know what you're thanking him for.
Well, I mean, it's just today's world. You got to get a thank you post.
I guess. I look at these things and I go, what? If I left the Blitz today, San Antonio Sports Star, I doubt very seriously Ryan would be posting Joe, thank you for all the great takes you had and all the good stuff that you did while you were here. You were fantastic. We couldn't have done it without you.
Did you not get a beautiful send-off from Ken's TV?
I did. I was there for 25 years. I didn't get a social media post.
They might have given you a social media post. You
they might have.
Whole long goodbye. You were getting choked up, all teary-eyed.
I did.
Yeah.
I cried a little. Yeah.
And again, you got that send-off, but I mean, there are people that have worked on this station, and you know how radio works. I mean, you're not here anymore, and you pretend like you never existed.
Exactly
you know what I mean? I mean, it depends on how you go out, right?
Well, true. Okay.
I don't recall, and there's a couple out there, a couple of you that will know this. Bobby Slowick, I don't recall seeing a nice little social media post about Bobby Slowick not being retained. But D'Amico Ryans did today talk about why he decided to move on from Bobby Slowick.
Yeah, it was very hard to let Bobby go. Bobby's a really close friend, as you all know. Bobby's a great friend of mine. When I got into coaching, Bobby was the guy who helped me figure it all out. And we were QCs together there in San Fran. So really long relationship there with him. Nothing but love and admiration for Bobby and what he's done. I know he'll be a really good coach in this league as he continues to press forward in his career, and I wish him nothing but the best.
As the senior passing game coordinator for the Miami Dolphins.
I mean, it's kind of what it works out to, right?
Well, it is. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Senior, is there a junior passing game coordinator?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's a junior. There was a passing game coordinator. Now that guy has a new boss. His name is Bobby Slowick.
I guess so.
I have no idea.
All right.
D'Amico talking today as they introduced and had a press conference to welcome Nick Caley in. Is that how you say his name, Pledge? Caley? Nick Caley.
That is correct.
The new offensive coordinator who, go figure, he's excited about working with, CJ Stroud.
Really looking forward to working, obviously, with CJ. Tremendous talent, competitor. You talk about an ultimate competitor, tough, instinctive, can make plays. So I'm very excited. And as a, first-time coordinator, to answer your second part of the question, really excited to get an opportunity to evolve this scheme and put, it's not going to be my spin. It's going to be what's best for our players. And it's always going to be what's best for our players. No, we're not pounding a square peg into a round hole. It's going to be based on the strengths of our quarterback, the players, and the guys on this team. So that's what it will always be, designed around.
All right. I'm fired up. Let's go play.
Well, I mean, Caley's a pound the fist kind of guy now.
Yeah.
I mean, Texan fan, get ready. D'Amico said today Caley can take you to the next level.
Yeah, I talked to a lot of great people throughout this process, and it was clear as I kept going through it, talking to people, and going through my process, it was very clear that Nick was the right guy for our team. Just with his energy, right, his leadership ability. I think with him being able to understand the run game, pass game, with him being in multiple schemes that were successful, understanding how to tailor the offense to the players that we have, that led me to Nick. And I feel really strong in my conviction that he can lead us and get us over the hump. Right? We've had a lot of good success these first 2 years, and the reason for doing it is I think there's another level that we can go to. And so I said earlier, it's my job to take this organization to new heights, and I think hiring Nick will help us to get there.
Wow. You know, what's funny about that, and the NFL's the NFL, right? I mean, you're a hero one year and a GOAT the next. Bobby Slowick found that out. But now Nick Caley is the guy that can take us to the next level. Bobby Slowick was a genius after year one with C.J. Stroud, and then he wasn't.
Well, look, let's face it. Nick Caley has been in the same room with Sean McVay and with Bill Belichick.
Starting off, I mean, everything I'm going to, preach and we're going to preach here is going to be rooted in fundamentals. I think you look at every good play, it has good fundamentals. So we're going to start from the ground up, building fundamentals and getting repetitions and time on task with that. The things that I can take, had the opportunity to obviously come most recently with Sean in LA, have a tremendous amount of respect for him, learned a ton of football, from him, as well as obviously Coach Belichick with my time in New England. Invaluable experiences for me, and they're both rooted very similarly, maybe different personalities and different ways of doing things at times, but it's fundamentals. It's not beating yourself. It's playing clean. It's controlling the line of scrimmage. That's the run game. That's pass protections, et cetera. And it's being a cohesive unit that takes care of the football. So, those are going to be the things that transcend any kind of scheme, any specific play. We're going to be fundamentally based and rooted in that.
Does that mean he hasn't come up with a scheme or any particular?
That's
a good way to put that, right? I mean, it's not going to be any particular scheme. It's just we're just going to play fundamentally sound football.
Well, what I love is, the guy worked for Sean McVay and Bill Belichick.
All right.
He says Sean and Coach Belichick. Just the respect factor of how you address somebody. Yeah, that's Sean and Coach Belichick. It is interesting. And look, he said all the right things today while continuing to pound the table. One of the things they've got to do is they got to fix their protection problems.
I think it all starts up front, obviously, and it's really all 11. We all got to be in sync, and I think protection starts, obviously, with communication, with trust and communication, cohesiveness up front, and really having clear, rules in the protection system. So we're going to, we'll be going through that process. Obviously, I got a, history with Cole dating back to my time in New England when he was our offensive line coach and I coached the tight end. So I have a really good working relationship and a level of trust with Cole. He's a very good football coach, and I'm excited to go through this process with him.
Yeah, I love the way these guys win press conferences. They do. They get the fan base fired up, and you're excited about it. But then you got to go out and do it on the field. The Texans, they've got some issues on that offensive line. That's where they've got to start. Because if C.J. Stroud has some time, he's like any quarterback, right? You're pretty damn good quarterback. So that's where you got to start and then go from there.
Laramie Tunsil just got called for holding. And look, you talk about winning the press conference. All right, so I name dropped my resume, protection, and we got to establish the run.
You have things, you have foundations and pieces that you want to, hang your hat on. Obviously, I think again, it's all about the players. There's different years. Every year is different. So we're going to do it around the strengths of our players. But I want to obviously first start off establishing the run game. What is that going to look like? Well, it's going to be based on, again, what we do best, and we'll pave the way with that moving forward. Yeah.
Well, the one thing that he has that the Cowboys don't have, he's got a hell of a running back. So he's got a lot to work with. And really the Texans are they're not that far away. They played their best football, in my opinion, those two playoff games. It was fantastic. I thought they played really, really well and figured some things out and got it going in the two playoff games and should have or could have very easily gotten by Kansas City.
Again, they play. there are so many things, and with the refs and that, but honestly, Houston made too many mistakes. But you're right. They were playing good football at the end of the year. The Texans took a step back in year 2 under D'Amico, in year 2 with C.J. Stroud. Defenses got better. The offensive line was an issue. But they didn't live up to expectations, and I think part of that was they were so good in C.J.'s rookie year and D'Amico's first year there. I had they played this year the way in year 1, then all right, you're making progress, but it did feel like they took a step back. There is no doubt that C.J. Stroud is that guy, but he needs the help around him, just like every other quarterback out there.
Sure.
Can Caley make that much of a difference? Offensive line was an issue. Defense played well. They did deal with some injuries at times. But you look at some of the holes they need to fix. The biggest problem that the Houston Texans have is it's 2025. And as good as they are, they're still not at the level of a Buffalo, a Kansas City, Baltimore, Cincinnati, if healthy. If Cincinnati could figure out something on defense, you just wonder, can they do enough this offseason to be able to get into that group? They're really good, but kind of like Buffalo, man, they're going against Patrick Mahomes. They can't get by him. All those quarterbacks that never got by Tom Brady in his heyday, and now it's Patrick Mahomes. It's bizarre. I saw a deal over Super Bowl weekend, all the pregame shows, and I wish I would have saved this because I don't know what the numbers are exactly. But since like Rich Gannon to now, there's been like 7 quarterbacks start Super Bowls on the AFC side. The NFC side has like 20. It's crazy. Just because the Houston Texans are in the AFC, you just wonder, as good as they get, will it be enough to actually get to a Super Bowl?
Well, that's a great question. And we talked about Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. We talked about those guys. Were they born at the wrong period of time because you have a Patrick Mahomes involved that you got to get over? Like, there is no question in my mind the AFC is a much better conference than the NFC right now. It just is. From top to bottom, there are more good teams in the AFC than there are in the NFC. So for the Texans to be in that group and to get over the hump, which they damn near did. I tell you, you're right. They made mistakes. The officials, you can say whatever, but they were good enough to beat Kansas City that day. And they couldn't get it done, which happens to a lot of teams. But I think Houston is in the mix, and they've got a foundation. You fix that offensive line and tweak here or there, I think the Houston Texans are going to be a team to be reckoned with moving forward for the next couple of years. And who knows what's going to happen to Kansas City and how they're going to fix some of the things that they've got to fix. Mahomes is going to be Mahomes. Andy Reid says he's coming back, so that's a positive. But Buffalo's going to get better. Baltimore's going to be Baltimore. If Cincinnati does what they are expected to do, they're going to be back in the mix. And so, again, the AFC is going to be a monster.
Well, and again, you look at where Houston is, 10 wins last season, and you look like the way they played against the Chargers. They didn't play near that crisp against Kansas City offensively. Defensively, you held the Chiefs to 23 points, right? Mm-hmm. Offensively, too many issues, and it comes back to the offensive line. And I think every AFC team watched the Super Bowl going, why didn't that Kansas City team show up against us, right? Because if you're Buffalo, you have to be sick. How did Buffalo lose against them? Houston, if the team that showed up in the Super Bowl showed up on that Saturday afternoon against the Texans would have moved on. Sometimes it's creating your own breaks. But Houston is a lot closer. But I still look at them as they're on that second tier of elite teams in the AFC. That said, they've got to take care of the AFC South. There's reports out there, I don't know if they're true or not, they're all being refuted at this point, that Pittsburgh called Jacksonville asking about Trevor Lawrence. If you're a Texan fan, you hope that trade goes through. But my goodness, how good would Pittsburgh be if they had a legit quarterback?
That would be the other thing. So it's still the AFC. It's going to get tougher all the way around. So Jacksonville's kind of a clown show, aren't they? I mean, they really are. And Trevor Lawrence has not played up to expectations. He just hasn't. So maybe a change of scenery would be great for him. If I'm Trevor Lawrence, I'm saying, hey, please trade me. Let's go. I need a breath of fresh air, a change of scenery, whatever the case is. But Jacksonville needs to get their poop together. That's for sure. They've got some issues.
Well, and that's what it is. All right, we'll talk more about the Texans and their new OC coming up. John McClain, the general, will join us at 5:15. We'll also talk Hall of Fame with him, trying to figure out why Darren Woodson didn't get in. I'm still bitter about that. Not bitter about how my pants are fitting, because I've been doing M-Sculpt Neo, a non-invasive muscle-building, fat-burning procedure with Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa. I've been going, Joe's been going, and you can certainly notice the difference. I do with my pants. I tighten that belt a little bit farther than it used to go.
You know, Jason, I almost thought about washing my clothes on my washboard stomach.
Let's not get ridiculous.
No, but, I say that in jest, but I can see a difference. And you're talking about your pants. I can see a difference in what's happening. There's an outline of something there now where there used to not just be a lot of squishy squish. And so that's nice. And I can't wait to go back in for my next M-Sculpt. And right now, during the month of February, you get 15% off an M-Sculpt package. Guys, I'm telling you, you want to get rid of that beer gut, that dad bod, this is the perfect way to do it.
It's like 20,000 crunches, sit-ups.
Yep.
And you know me, I don't want to mix in a sit-up or a salad, but I'm getting it taken care of with the M-Sculpt. And over there, whether it's for you, your wife, your girlfriend, you both could go do it. You could do it. Feel better. It's about being confident in your own skin, and you can certainly do that. And Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa. She offers all kinds of services like awake lipo, tummy tucks, excess skin removal, muscle toning, fat reduction, and a lot of specials in this month of February.
And I tell you what, guys, if you still haven't gotten that Valentine's Day gift, fret not.
What?
Call Dr. Hires. How about a Sweetheart Rose facial with lip fix? They got a special on that right now. What a great Valentine's Day gift for your lady. That would be fantastic. Let her get pampered a little bit. They've got $1,000 off a tummy tuck, all kinds of stuff. All you got to do is check them out on the website.
FindYourBeautiful.com is the website. FindYourBeautiful.com or call 210-494-8446. 494-8446. Just mention the Blitz told you to call when you call Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Rox Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rox the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rox has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rox know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit roxdiscountvitamins.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
At Round Table Pizza, our signature ingredients like made-from-scratch dough, our 3-cheese blend, and toppings all the way to the edge create your perfect pizza. Try our new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza, available for a limited time. You can enjoy a large for only $19.99 at participating locations. Plus, pair your pizza with our irresistible shareables. To find your nearest location or to order for pickup or delivery, head to roundtablepizza.com. That's roundtablepizza.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Trump said no more censorship and immediately called the big boss at iHeart. I said, hey, I want to be the first one to drop an F-bomb on FCC radio.
Right.
And he wrote back, you already have. And he's like, we've got a document of it. But I said, I want to be the first one to do it, legally.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs are on vacation for a little while, but they lost the game going into the All-Star break to the Boston Celtics, 116-103. Spurs return to action February 20th in Austin against the Phoenix Suns. Texas Longhorns running back coach Tashard Choice, who was courted by the Cowboys, will be leaving the 40 acres, just not for Dallas. He's going to be taking a role on Dan Campbell's staff with the Detroit Lions.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix, live out at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. We're here for another hour. Then it's going to be beer 30 for us.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as we watch everybody else enjoy a nice cold beer. But that's okay. They're having a good time. You should be out here having a good time as well. It's a place to be. Plus, I see a couple of cigars left over there.
Started with 11 down to 5. 4, although there's a group of 3 over there that I just came up and asked Greg. Look, so here's the deal. At the Super Bowl cigar party, the Dicka Jaws cigar party, we got a ton of free cigars. And while I enjoy a cigar, I don't smoke every day, and I don't want them to go to waste.
No.
I went and bought a little humidor type bag and was able to put a bunch in there, but once it's full, it's full. These didn't fit. So what am I going to do with them? I'm giving them to you guys. And the reason I have so many is you go to the cigar party, which is great. It's always a great Super Bowl party. But you get a gift bag when you walk in, and then they got all these different cigar companies that are set up, and you walk up and they give you 1 or 2 each. And then if you want to smoke one there, they'll light one for you. Well, Joe and I each did that, but my daughter was with us, working with us, and so she got all the cigars too.
Yeah.
She doesn't smoke cigars. In reality, these are hers. Although I did double up on some that I prefer, but we've got extra cigars, so want to make sure they don't go to waste. And it's funny because David just walked in and had a cold beer, grabbed a cigar. He was telling me, and I didn't know, obviously, his daughter graduated with my daughter. Minnix was called, and then his daughter was next, and they don't know each other.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Does it say Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his daughter is now working at a high-end country club in Denver, the one that like Manning and Elway go to.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Very
it's a small world, but yeah. You want a cigar? Wall supplies last. Now, whoever gets the last one, I'll give you the gift bag. It's this nice bag from the Dick a Jaw cigar party.
Yeah, and you could tell everybody you went.
Or
nobody will ever know.
You could say that the Blitz guys took care of you. You don't have to lie
Well,
to
you
people.
could say that, or I would say, yeah, I was there. It was a hell of a time.
Yeah, great bags when you go to HEB. And bag your own, by the way.
Do you do that?
Do I? No.
Yes.
No.
Dude, I don't do that. You do that, Shelton?
My wife.
Really?
My wife does that with those big Super Bowl bags from the shop.
Yeah.
Those are great for that. I don't carry one in my car for that, but if I'm in her car, I will take a bag in because I'm a nice guy that way. Care about planet Earth.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. I guess I'm the guy that doesn't because
there's a donkey sound effect for that.
I don't carry in a bag.
Yeah.
I prefer the plastic.
You prefer the plastic?
I do.
No, you prefer the convenient.
Well, that too.
And you would have to remember to take the bag in.
Well, and then you got it when you get your groceries out of there. You got to wash that thing. You got to clean it out.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what's in there.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, what are you
it
buying?
Gets germs in there and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
germs. You realize everything that was in that bag is eventually going into your mouth.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you got to clean the bag.
Or cook your food.
Well, I can cook my food. That's not a problem.
I mean, how much are you buying at HEB that isn't in some sort of wrapper?
You don't get fruit and vegetables and stuff like that.
Well,
I mean,
you don't just roll them loose in your cart. You put them in a little plastic bag.
I'm just saying.
When was the last time you bought a vegetable? And think about you asked that question to.
No, you don't eat vegetables. But
they come in a can. You know that, right?
But
You think I'm an idiot?
Don't you like fresh stuff?
Fresh what?
Fresh broccoli.
No.
Asparagus.
No.
I don't know. I eat those.
All right. Do you put the asparagus at HEB? When was it? First off, is this something that you buy or Maggie?
No, I do that occasionally.
Okay. Occasionally. When you buy the asparagus, not the pre-wrapped stuff that's coming in bacon, do you take it and just throw it in your cart, or do you put it in a little plastic bag?
We put it in a plastic bag.
All right, so it's safe from the germs in your bag.
Well,
your grocery bag.
You think? I mean,
it's. I don't know what you're doing with your bag.
I was always told that you should wash those bags. I don't know why. I'm assuming.
What, do you put them in the washing machine?
No, you got to wash them out. And I'm like, what a pain in the butt that is.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Planet Earth.
So plastic bags that came in a box that were in a factory and in a truck and have been sitting somewhere.
Yeah. I feel better about it.
Do you feel better about that?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even mind paying 10 cents in California for
the hell you don't.
Bag. Well, that pisses me
bitch
off.
every time.
Well, yeah. But at least those are good. Those are good bags.
They are good bags.
Really
and you're like, that's 10 cents, man. Stuff more in that bag.
Dude, I'm telling you,
don't be light on that bag. You can add more stuff in there. Don't be all bag police and try to charge more.
Well, I just wonder, and I'm curious for all that are listening or watching on YouTube, however you're doing it, how many of you drag bags into the grocery store to go shopping? And I'm dead serious. I mean, is that a thing?
Yes, it's a thing.
I guess it is.
That's why HEB sells all those reusable bags.
Well, right. So it's a racket.
A racket.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's better for the earth, man.
Well, whatever, dude.
And it's a racket. And you can buy bags. You can buy a Tennessee Titan bag if you want. You can buy a Spurs bag.
Well, forgive me, Earth. I'm using the plastic. I'm just using it, and they're easy to carry in. I mean, it's just I'm using plastic.
So are the bags that have the big handles, and you don't worry about them breaking if they're heavy.
If I thought you ever drug a plastic or a regular bag into the store, I'd listen to you. But you're lazy as hell, just like I am, and you're not doing that.
Oh, you see, you don't know that.
And plus, you never go to. When's the last time you're in HEB doing any shopping?
Saturday night.
Shopping? Would you go in there for one thing?
Yeah, well,
would you need some beer or what?
Yeah, it was for the
stealing my
Super Bowl
Lucky
party.
Charms.
In fact, I walked right into HEB and texted you and pledge a picture.
Oh, that's right, you did. Yeah.
And we had our own bags that we carried in there.
Chocolate-covered Oreos.
Yeah, well, see, and here's the thing. It's a scam what they're doing at HEB compared to the chocolate-covered Oreos that we had at the Super Bowl. Now, these, and again, I've never seen these things before. And we talked about it. Clearly, people at HEB listen to the Blitz.
Of course they
Because I walk right into HEB. The first thing you see was this huge display, and they had packages of Oreos and Nutter Butters that are dipped in chocolate.
Yeah.
Very different than what we had at Super Bowl, where the Oreo is completely submerged in chocolate with a full coating of chocolate on it. These at HEB, the Nutter Butters and the Oreo, they're like dipped in, and the chocolate's not near as good. They're good, but if you had the ones we had at the Super Bowl, they don't even come close. They don't even come close. And so those were really disappointing.
If you're wondering what Minnix is talking about, at the Super Bowl, the Wisconsin people, right? Is that who it was?
Green Bay.
Green Bay folks were, they had these cookies. They were chocolate-covered Oreos, and they were fantastic. Fantastic.
Dude, they were awesome.
They were great.
But but obviously high-end chocolate and completely covered. These at HEB, it's like they dip them in and go. And there's just not enough chocolate coating. And then they put a little white icing on them, I don't know, to make it look better. But it's not near as good. Not near as good as those ones that we had in New Orleans that were from Green Bay.
So would you say reusable bags, if I called them a racket, that would be crazy?
I mean, yeah.
You and Renee G think alike. Great minds thinking alike. Renee G on our YouTube channel says calling reusable bags a racket is crazy.
Well, I mean, Fred says he takes his bags back to HEB
the plastic
so they can
bags.
recycle
Well,
them.
there you go. I'm with Fred on that.
What do you do with your bags? You throw them away?
No, they go in a thing that Maggie has on the wall in the cupboard, and you stuff them in there. And if you need a bag,
if you need a bag, you've got a bag.
Right.
Generally, like the trash can in the bathroom gets one of those bags, something like that.
So I reuse them.
Yeah, and eventually throw them away.
See, what I find hypocritical, Minnix, is the fact you use plastic bags in your trash can.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I'm going to HEB, I don't need 5-8 new bags. I got the reusable bag.
Do you put that in your little trash can in the
No, the
bathroom?
reusable bag gets used and you put it back in your trunk so you've got it when you go to HEB.
I'm just saying.
It's not that complicated.
Well, it is complicated.
It's not
because I
complicated.
I got to remember to take those things. Then I got to get them out of the car, carry them inside, take them back out, and then it's just a pain in the ass. I mean, come on.
You're so lazy.
I'm just saying.
You're an embarrassment sometimes.
I'm just saying, why the hell to go through all that trouble?
It's not that complicated.
It is that complicated. And if your wife wasn't with you, you wouldn't do it either.
That's 100% true. And she does it 100% of the time.
That's what I'm saying.
I do it 3% of the time.
Yes.
Because if I'm in her car, I know the bag is there and I'll take it. To my car, I got to remember if there's one in the trunk.
Dude, I just don't, when they already have bags in there.
Do you buy trash bags?
Yes.
Is that not a racket?
Well, I guess it is.
Oh.
Well, everything is, right? I mean, the plastic bags that you get, that's probably a racket. I mean, everything is. Everything's for sale, buddy.
Everything is, but that doesn't mean everything's a racket.
Well, it's a racket.
Are the beer guys running a racket?
You want to make sure you get one with the Spurs logo. I can get one with the Titans logo. I should probably get with Cowboys logo.
I've got one here that
how
says
much are those
Dick
bags?
A Jaw cigar party.
How much are those bags at HEB? I'm just curious.
I don't know. Probably $2 maybe.
That's all?
I don't
more
know.
than that. How much are they?
I don't know how much they are. I'm going to say $2, maybe $5, depending on if there's a logo. But if you're using it multiple times, you're getting your money's worth.
You are?
Yes.
The insulated maybe $4 or $5.
Oh, yeah, insulated.
Insulated.
Keep insulated because then you can run other errands on your way home.
See,
and your cold stuff.
And Joe, you are old enough to join AARP, and they'll give you that insulated trunk organizer.
Yeah, well,
just for signing up for AARP.
I don't like that because then my golf clubs don't fit in the trunk.
Put them in your back seat.
No, can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
They go better in the trunk.
Then you need an insulated bag.
I need no insulated bag because I don't run errands after the grocery store. I go right home and put it up because I probably got ice cream in there.
Ice cream?
Yeah. I don't think the insulated bag can keep my ice cream from melting.
Well, I mean, if you bought it today, you'd be fine. If you did
today,
in August,
yes.
you'd be screwed.
That HEB got plenty of plastic bags for me. Then I can just run in there. It's nice at the little checkout thing. They're all lined up right there. Just stuff them in. And
do you take extra ones?
Gone.
Do you take extra
No,
bags?
I don't need extra.
Well, I mean, maybe you do.
No.
Maybe you do.
Don't do that.
You leave your truck idle or your vehicle idling too all the time too, don't you? You just don't give a rat's behind about the environment.
You can say rat's ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look how much hairspray this guy uses every day.
Yeah,
He's not worried
that's
about
right.
an ozone layer.
Exactly. You've already killed the ozone.
John
Exactly.
McClain
Got my
will
own hole.
join us.
Jeez.
What?
Wow. Well, they
just
make
take a left turn?
holes in the ozone.
Oh, that's
right?
what
So
you were referring
I've got
to.
my own hole.
Ozone hole.
Yes.
I'm glad you clarified that. Come see us here at the Roo Pub,
Yeah, please
281 and Redland Road. The Houston Texans have a new offensive coordinator. Let's talk about it with John McClain from HoustonTexans.com. He joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, as you're scrolling through social media, it's easy to find yourself bombarded by bad news, bad comments, hot takes, picture-perfect families, and other humbling professional brags that you see. It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing. But imagine how you'd feel if you spent just 45 minutes focused on how you are doing. That's why you need to know about Cerebral.com. At Cerebral, they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. The best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. In fact, 72% of people say they felt better in just 12 weeks. I know making sure your mental health is taken care of is become a lot more aware for me with my daughter studying to be a therapist. She graduates in May. And Cerebral, they make mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable. And as an in-network provider, Cerebral works with insurance plans helping to lower the cost of care so more people can get the support they need, whether that's with therapy, psychiatric care, or both. Cerebral connects you with expert clinicians, all from the comfort of your home. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. And like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important. Cerebral is here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall well-being. Take that first step today. Go to Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral. Make time for Mind at Time.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free.
Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way. And that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions. And that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Looking to sculpt, tighten, or refresh? Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa does it all. Awake lipo, tummy tucks, fat reduction, microneedling, and more.
Thinking about implants for your wife? Dr. Hires specializes in breast augmentation for women and reductions for both men and women. Get the results you want with expert care. Call 210-494-8446 or go to findyourbeautiful.com to start your transformation today. Use code word BLITZ for exclusive discounts. Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
If you're looking for something light and refreshing to drink, give Love Street Blonde from Karbach a try. One of the best beers you'll find in Texas, a Kolsch-style blonde hopped delicately with floral German hops. This beer has a clean malt profile you're going to love. Check them out wherever you get your Karbach beer.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6, your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix, live out at the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Houston Texans introduced their new OC today. Let's talk about it with John McClain, the general, joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. John, I hope you're having a great Thursday. Before we talk about today's press conference, I want to go back and get your thoughts as a Hall of Fame voter on the class that was announced a week ago today, and only 4 getting in, not one of them named Darren Woodson.
The Hall of Fame changed the bylaws last year for this year's class. They wanted to make it more exclusive. They changed the voting procedures, and I didn't like it that we only had 4, and I didn't like the fact that Darren Woodson hadn't gotten in the Hall of Fame. I don't understand it. He deserves it. First-timers like Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, best kicker in history, didn't get in. So I don't like the process. I don't think any of our voters like it. We had nothing to do with it, but we have a Zoom coming up next week with the Hall in which we're going to discuss it, and I can't wait. I think I believe that's on Tuesday. But I just don't. It's the fewest we've put in since 2005, and two of them had been dead. They were played in the 20s. The other two were Dan Marino and Steve Young. So you still had some pizzazz, and there's just not a lot of pizzazz in this class. And not that that's our goal, but the fact is there's just not. And the biggest discussion was Eli Manning. That discussion took 52 minutes, by far the longest of any candidate, and he didn't make the original cut from 15 to 10. So anyway, that's all I can tell you. Nobody says, I don't think Darren Woodson deserves it, but everybody has to get 80% of the vote. And that means 11 of 50 can keep you out. So 39 of us could have voted for Darren Woodson, and yet he didn't get 80%.
Well, John, I always think about Drew Pearson, right? It took a long time to get Drew into the Hall of Fame, and I'm concerned that Darren Woodson may be along those lines when it comes to that, just because of the players that are going to be eligible coming forward. Do you see a scenario like that?
Well, hopefully it won't take as long as Drew did. Drew didn't make it on his modern eligibility, and then he also didn't make it on his senior eligibility, even when we had that 10-member centennial class of seniors in 2020. Thank goodness he made it the next year. So there just doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason unless you are a slam dunk candidate. And to be a quarterback and get in, you got to be held to a higher standard.
As we visit with John McClain, a Hall of Fame voter here on the Blitz, I'm curious because we talked with this the other day with Shireen Williams as well. You guys all make your votes, but nobody knows when the meeting is over if somebody got the 80%. Should there be, as you guys kind of go through this on your meeting next week, should there be a committee of I don't know how many that knows what the votes are and says, is this the class we really want, with a chance to maybe fix it before you're looking around going right now? And I imagine every Hall of Fame voter is going, well, this is odd. It's weird that all the different voters that you read, they're all like, yeah, I'm surprised at this class too. And kind of like calls on the field, you want to make sure you get it right.
Well, you do, but there's not going to, the people that know who got what, that's the Hall of Fame selection committee. We don't have a clue, and we never will. And as far as like telling who got what on the percentage, I think that could be very embarrassing to a candidate. Say he got 12% and the next lowest was 30%. So I don't think they would want that disclosed. But one of the reasons I like that process, our process, unlike baseball, of course, is there's a lot of debate, and it goes on year round. And then we have the meeting, which I think lasted about 9 hours to determine that class. And the way it was now, we don't know who's in. We used to know who was in, and somehow it always leaked out, which wasn't right. And so I didn't have any problem at all with them not telling us who it was.
John, I got to ask you, as we switch gears to the Houston Texans, they introduced Nick Caley. He did what he was supposed to do today, in my opinion. He won the press conference, did a good job there. Your initial thoughts on him, and how do you think he's going to do?
He's a really good talker, very energetic, very passionate. Thank goodness he's got a lot of Sean McVay in him and no Bill Belichick in him. He worked for Belichick, I think, 7 years, 5 with Nick Caserio, and he worked with McVay for 2. And so I got to talk to him a little bit after, liked him a lot. And you're right, he won the press conference. Everybody was impressed with everything he said, but saying and doing, we're not going to know till they start playing in September. But they took a long time to do it, and they talked to a lot of candidates. D'Amico Ryan said we talked to some college candidates. Well, that'd be Chip Kelly, who ended up going to the Raiders. And so he's very highly regarded. I have a couple of friends that worked for the Rams for a long time, and I called them and talked to them about it. and they liked him a lot. Said he was going somewhere as a coordinator, just when and where. He turned down a chance to interview with the Jets, but he's got some talent to work with. He believes in balance. You know, they had a good running game this year. Problem is their pass protection. And D'Amico didn't make any bones about it. Nobody did. They got to fix their problems in the interior pass protection.
Definitely need to do that. And so, I mean, you get the coaching staff together. Obviously, some excitement about what Nick Caley can do. And according to D'Amico today, put him over the hump, put you guys over the hump. But as the offseason begins, I mean, Nick Caserio's got to do his part too. Combine in a couple of weeks. What are the areas that you think Nick Caserio needs to focus on as he gets ready for his trip to Indy?
He doesn't have a lot of money available under the cap like he did last year, and he spent a lot. He can do things contractually with players to free up money. He's got to talk about extensions with a guy like Derek Stingley Jr. to be a $30 million a year cornerback. I think they'll want some veterans. It depends on who they lose. They don't have a lot of guys that are good that they're going to lose. 2 or 3 guys in the defensive line. I think they ought to sign a couple of them. But their main need, they better get a veteran interior lineman and a draft choice in the first or second round. They're going to need a receiver. They got to decide who they want to bring back. Stephon Diggs. I also think there's no need to draft a receiver in the first round. I keep seeing these mock drafts that having them doing that. Excuse me, Nico Collins was 3rd. Tank Dell was 3rd. Stephon Diggs was 5th. You don't need to spend on a wide receiver in the first round, especially when you have a weakness like the Texans have in the offensive line.
All right, John, you're the perfect guy to ask, and I want to do this. I'm switching gears to the Dallas Cowboys. I hope you don't mind, but there have been rumors and even reports that there have been some discussions about the Cowboys trading or looking to trade Micah Parsons. First of all, what do you think about that?
Well, first of all, I don't think for a second they're trading Micah Parsons. Jerry doesn't get rid of his superstars. He takes forever to pay them. Then he overpays them, as we all know. And I'd like to see them get it done so they could focus on other things like a running back. You know, good for them. This is a talented and deep draft for running backs. And Jerry screwed that up last year. Hopefully he'll get it taken care of this year. And I'm really excited to see what they do. And I feel bad for Brian Schottenheimer. Guys wanted to be a head coach for so long, and now he's got his chance to be a head coach for the first time. And maybe he'll turn out to be really good, even though people are not impressed. But they got a lot to do, and they're not trading Micah Parsons. There's just no way they're going to do that. That's not how they operate.
Certainly isn't. But then again, I also thought Alex Bregman was going to end up back in Houston. Instead, Boston. What's the reaction in Houston about Breggy Bombs in Beantown?
Well, I knew Bregman was gone. That was all generated by his agent, Scott Boras, to try to act like the Astros were back in it. So it might get Boston, Toronto, Chicago, and Detroit to offer more. Maybe the Red Sox up their offer. That's why they did it when they did, right when they were reporting to spring training. $40 million a year, 3 years, an opt-out after each year. I saw a great stat based on the ballparks. Bregman has 210 homers. If he played every game at Minute Maid Park, he would have 239. If he played every game at Fenway, he'd have 190. And the reason is he doesn't have a high launch angle. He hits line drive homers into the Crawford boxes in Houston, so that means he's going to hit a lot of balls off the green monster. But I'm sad he's gone. I hate it. The Astros are not as good without Bregman, Tucker, and Ryan Presley. I don't know who they're going to be fooling. Fortunately, the vision doesn't appear to be really strong with a runaway favorite.
John, it looked like the deal, though, is really favorable to Bregman. I don't blame him for taking it.
Absolutely, it's favorable. $40 million a year with an opt-out after each year. I don't see him having the kind of season he hopes to have. He's a notorious slow starter. You know, he hadn't hit a lot of home runs in a long time, but I don't see anybody popping up next year and go, oh yeah, we'll give you more than $40 million a year. By the way, that with the deferment, that $120 million contract is currently worth $90 million.
Good to be Alex Bregman. John McClain from HoustonTexans.com. The rest of us are debating, and here's a question for you. When you walk into H-E-B, John, do you take a reusable bag with you, or do you just get your groceries in the plastic bags that they offer at checkout?
I don't walk into H-E-B because of the crowds. My wife walks into H-E-B and loves it, and she doesn't care about the crowds because she says H-E-B has the best products by far.
Does she take a reusable bag, or do you get the little plastic bags that they have at checkout?
How in the hell would I know what kind of bag my wife takes to H-E-B? But I'll ask her, Jason, and make sure you know next week.
I cannot wait to find out the answer. John, have a great week, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Make sure you follow John on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL. Read him at HoustonTexans.com. The greatest answer that you could get. And Pledge looked it up. Those bags, reusable shopping bags at H-E-B, $2.08. A 77-cent one. The insulated one is $4.16. And then they've got a $5.20 canvas reusable one. So it's got art on it.
So is that the difference?
$1
more for a little art?
I guess, or two or three, because the big one, H-E-B with the Texas flag, is $2.08. And you could have a reusable bag, Joe.
I could, but how many of those you got to buy? You got to buy at least 3 or 4 of them, right? So you're looking at $10.
It depends on how much grocery shopping you're doing.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean,
typically,
if you're going every couple of days, or you're just running in for that night's dinner, you need one. If you're doing, you don't have kids at home. I mean, a family of 4, they need a lot more bags than you do.
They do.
Yeah.
See that? And that poor family of 4 then won't have as much to spend on groceries, will they? I'm telling you.
But they'll have lots of bags.
That's great. Can you eat them?
Sometimes I really wonder about
you're a dumb butt. Are they edible?
Thank you,
bags?
Jeff Traylor. Thank Coach Jeff Traylor.
Yes.
He got you on that one.
Well, whatever. Just use the plastic. You'll be better off.
Well,
it's awesome.
Earth, man.
Yes, Earth.
What's on tap coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First, let me tell you about Stevens Roofing. Love talking about Stevens Roofing. Family-owned company, local company, and well, they're the absolute best in the business. I know this because they've been in business for a long time here in San Antonio and South Texas. You don't stay in business that long if you are not doing it right. And, well, let's talk about the weather, because the weather has a lot to do with the condition of your roof, right? And Texas roofs just simply aren't designed for winter weather. When we had the freeze the other day, the little bit of snow, the ice, all of that kind of stuff, when that stuff melts, that water seeps into the little cracks in your roof and your tile there and the stuff, and it refreezes. That creates bigger cracks. That can result in loose shingles, and, well, those leaks could damage your home. There's no doubt. You want to call the trusted professionals at Stevens Roofing, a family-owned business with a solid reputation for reliability and quality service, because now is not the time for a DIY fix. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free roof inspection. The number to call is 210-785-0994. You can also visit them online at stevensroofing.net. Don't let Texas weather catch you off guard. You want to make sure that your roof is safe so it keeps your family safe, and Stevens Roofing is here to make sure you are always covered. Stevens Roofing, protecting Texas families one roof at a time. That phone number again, 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. It's a big weekend. Lots of college basketball. Join us early.
USA. Team USA in action as well last night. We'll talk about that and what's the big matchup with Canada this weekend. It's the Morning Huddle. Starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Lowe's knows that your business is built on speed and trust. That's why the Lowe's Pro Desk is here to get you what you need the moment you need it. We'll help you plan your project, calculate your materials, and pivot when your job takes an unexpected turn. And with our pro-only checkout and dedicated pro parking, you have what you need to tackle your job and be back on the job in no time. Just visit us at the Pro Desk. Lowe's knows pros. We help. You save.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Rock's Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rox the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rox has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rox know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit roxdiscountvitamins.com.
George gets justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Made in America, highest quality. That's Connecticut Quality Water Softeners. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com. and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
ConnecticutSA.com. Are you recently single and realizing it's been a while since you focused on yourself? Time to get back in the game with M-Sculpt NEO at Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa. Burn fat, build muscle, and boost your confidence. 210-494-8446 or findyourbeautiful.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix, live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. In March, we're going to Vegas. We're going to do our show for a mega march at Circa Las Vegas. There is a link on our website, sasportstar.com, that will take you right to a page at circalasvegas.com that will give you a room discount. If you don't go through our page, just promo code BLITZ, and you'll get 20% off your rooms. But we'll be out there for opening day of Major League Baseball and the second round of the tournament, doing our show, the Blitz Thursday and Friday, and then we party all weekend with you guys. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you plan. And I say that because March Madness is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the Brew Pub is a great spot to come watch all the games because if there's any big game, Brew Pub is a great spot. But if you're going to be at the house, you could be screwed if you're a YouTube TV customer.
I saw that. They're having a squabble with Paramount or with CBS, I guess.
Well, yeah, Paramount, CBS, no longer on YouTube as of today.
Yeah.
Those channels are going to start disappearing from your YouTube. If you're a YouTube TV subscriber, starting today, CBS Sports, Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, MTV, TV Land, Paramount Network, CMT, VH1, and BET, all gone. YouTube's going to give you an $8 credit, though.
Oh, well, that's a thank you.
But
see, I don't have to worry about. I'm a YouTube TV subscriber.
Yep.
I happen to
that's a
have
great
magic
idea, Jim.
box.
Yeah.
I have a magic box, and so I really don't give a damn.
Well, but
I'll
I mean,
take the $8 credit.
But everybody else, if you cut when DirecTV and you went to YouTube, now they are going through it. And you got the Masters, you got March Madness, you've got all, I mean, think about it. And the other part that kind of sucks is apparently, and I don't know how this works, although I guess if you had stuff recorded or they're on-demand channel, those are gone too.
All right. So is CBS regular going away too?
Yeah, CBS is gone.
Wow.
See, so if you like going and watching Ken's TV, you're not going to be able to. Henry Ramos is pissed.
Well, I'm sure he is. And Henry doesn't give a damn.
Does Sarah Fergani?
It's important because I saw I think it was yesterday, I'm reading an article that YouTube is now the #1 platform for TV services of that kind.
Yeah, and again, so many people went away from DirecTV, Dish, Spectrum, or whatever your regular cable provider is to go streaming. YouTube has gotten more expensive, and they're having the same problems that every other carrier has with coming up with the distribution deal. YouTube said in a statement, quote, despite their good faith negotiations, they have not been successful. The reasons for failed negotiations have not been disclosed.
Well,
Right.
They'll get that worked out. I can't see that lasting too long. It's just too important to CBS. I mean, they're going to have – look, it's just the way of the world now, right? I mean, CBS is going to have to pony up and do what they can to get that done, especially if Ken's 5 has gone away here in San Antonio and you've got YouTube TV. That's tough.
Well, and that's the crazy thing. All CBS News affiliates will no longer be available in the area. So you won't be able to watch Ken's TV. And, I mean, Henry might not care, but damn well Bill Taylor is upset about this.
He's got to be
I
upset.
mean, he's
I know
probably
he's
written a
upset.
strongly worded email.
Yeah, I'm sure he has. Yeah, it's not Bill Taylor as much as it is the management types over there. They're going to be upset because obviously that affects ad rates.
Revenue.
Yeah.
The number of customers that are there. So, every one of these companies, they always have these pissing matches, and it's corporate suits at two big companies, and you, the customer, always get screwed.
Right.
And it always seems to happen. And I believe these are set up this way, contract-wise, around what are the biggest things you have sports-wise that's going to piss off people to make them change. If you don't watch your show, that's one thing, because eventually you're going to find it. But games you watch live, and the biggest thing CBS has is March Madness and the Masters. This year it was Fox with the Super Bowl. They had that squabble with ESPN the day the college football season was starting, and everybody lost their mind. That's what got me to finally cut the cord with DirecTV, because I'll be damned. I mean, if in whatever company it is, I don't even know. Like Like the FBI shows, I can go find those eventually. I can live my life and find something else to watch. But sports, all these contracts always seem to have a deadline right around major sporting events that these major networks have, because they know that is what's going to piss off customers. And YouTube is going to see cancellations, because what is an $8 credit, right? When you think about it, an $8 credit. I can't even come into the Roo Pub and get a burger and a beer with that credit, right?
Well, it won't cost you as much, though. I'm cool with the $8 credit because, again, I don't care. I can still watch all of the stuff that's going to be canceled because
you've got a magic box.
I've got a little magic box.
Sure.
So I'm okay with it. And if we have to go away from YouTube TV, then
if you didn't have the magic box, you'd be irate right now.
Well, I don't know about irate, because I think it's still early February, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, midway through February. And March Madness doesn't get started until about midway through March. So I think they'll get it worked out. It would shock me if this isn't done by the time March Madness gets underway.
Yeah, but some of these last a long. I'm with you, but some of these do last a long time.
Right.
I mean, Dish Network's still trying to get. Well, let's see. It was Fox Southwest, then Bally, and now it's FanDuel, and they still don't have a deal. And that company's gone through 3 name changes.
No kidding. Well, not on YouTube TV, they don't. And that's why I'm glad I have the Magic Box, because now I can watch Spurs games on that instead of YouTube TV, because they don't have FanDuel, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
It really is.
But the Magic Box.
The only reason I keep YouTube, honestly, is because of my phone. I can watch it on the phone.
Yep.
And so I enjoy that. And when I go out of town, I'm still able to watch TV and do all those kind of things. So that's why I keep it, and it's worth it to me. So,
you know what we do every Thursday about this time?
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
Time for What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint online at samsburgerjoint.com, where you can get your tickets, see their entire calendar and their menu. They've got Tommy Castro and the Painkillers, along with Marsha Ball on stage tonight. It'll be a good show.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, Freaks on a Leash, a tribute to Korn. Monty Montgomery on Saturday, Sunday, Stellar and Incubus Experience. And on Tuesday, live and local with Bad Habit.
Tonight, out of Green Hall, Nick Taylor and friends are performing out there. You head out to the Majestic Theater, where Maria Jose Libertad USA Tour 2025. That's out there. San Antonio Rodeo tonight. Muscadine Bloodline. What the hell is that? I'm not sure. If you're headed out to the rodeo, I'm sure you know who they are. They're Great Pledge. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I love Muscadine Bloodline.
You do, huh? All right, well, there you go. There'll be a lot of pledges out there. LOL Comedy Club, Box of Laughs.
Flores Country Store tomorrow night, Friday night, the Wilder Blue. Stony LaRue at the Stable Hall at the Pearl.
Nice.
Tyler Hubbard is playing the rodeo. Green Hall, Valentine's Day with Bree Bagwell and Roger Klein and the Peacemakers. Bree Bagwell's fantastic. Henry Cho is at the McCombs Empire Theater. The Majestic Theater has live musical and visual tribute to Pink Floyd, a laser spectacular. Bob Schneider at ACL Live. Bluebonnet Palace has Single and Ready to Mingle, a Valentine's Day party.
Wow.
Finding Friday is playing at Pix Bar.
Very cool.
Could be labeled a Single and Ready to Mingle kind of party, if you're in Reinagel's H demo.
It could very well be. I'm very popular with the 70-year-olds. Saturday night at the Aztec Theater, Destroy Lonely is there. Green Hall is Josh Ward. At Flores Country Store is Colby Acuff. Kat Edmondson is at Stable Hall at the Pearl. Smokey Robinson at the Majestic Theater on Saturday night. That's pretty cool. San Antonio Rodeo on Saturday. You got South Hall at noon, and then the Turnpike Troubadours at 7:30. That will be a good show. Pix Bar has Chandler and the Bings Saturday night.
Los Lonely Boys playing Sunday night at the Aztec Theater. At the rodeo, Zach Top is at noon, and Noche del Vaquero at 7:30. the Blue Oyster Cult Sunday
Oh,
at
wow.
the Tobin Center.
I've seen them twice.
In
Back
19 what?
In my younger days.
Yeah, 19 what?
Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah, they were fantastic. The Rodeo Monday, Diamond Rio is performing. That'll be a good show. The Moody Center on Monday, Mary Blige. The For My Fans tour.
Well, of course, aren't they all?
Oh, well, I suppose that's what she's doing it for.
What's on tap?
Yeah.
Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. Online at samsburgerjoint.com. It's almost beer time for us here at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Make sure you get in here all weekend. I know there's basketball tonight and then all the all-star festivities. The morning huddle gets going tomorrow morning at 6 with Rob and AJ. Extra innings with Pledge. Coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And guys, if you have procrastinated but you need to get a great gift, go by and see Dr. Connie Hires, Plastic Surgery and Med Spa. And they've got a lot of great specials, things that you can either get a gift certificate for your lady or for you, or, book a service or two. But, man, there are a lot of great things that you can take advantage of.
There's no question. They've got some great specials in the month of February. Even if you're a little bit late, go see Dr. Hires. You can call her tomorrow. They've got a Sweetheart Rose facial with lip fix. It's on special. Great prize. It would be a great gift on Valentine's Day, no doubt. And Minnix and I are doing the M-Sculpt, where they put the magnets on your stomach and they burn the fat, and you're doing crunches and all of that. They've got a 15% off on that package as well.
And when you say it's like doing crunches, you
Like
just lay
doing
there and
crunches,
take a
yes.
nap, and it's like doing it.
But it's
Burn
good.
fat, build muscle at the same time. M-Sculpt Neo is fantastic. Zero downtime. It is incredible, and it works. Dr. Connie Hires Plastic Surgery and Med Spa. Caller 210-494-8446. Mention the Blitz when you do, or check the website findyourbeautiful.com. Findyourbeautiful.com.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys.